Zaz, you look great. You look like a Theo. You really do. I can't believe how Cuban you look right now. And if you were watching on Calle Ocho and no one was talking to you, you absolutely look Cuban simply by putting on a guayabera.
I didn't see it last week, but now that I see it now.
It's so good. He looks like every Cuban Theo that has been by a barbecue 12 beers in at the end of the night, can't speak because he's 12 beers in and just he doesn't have to speak. You could absolutely, Zaz, I'm telling you right now that as a prank, we could take you to a Cuban party, and as long as you just didn't say anything, you would fit right in at a Cuban cajachina.
My culture is not your costume.
It is. We're going to do a lot of cultural appropriation this week.
Nice.
But I'm mortified though, Mike, by you and how selfish you are. Zaslow, did you take in what was happening in that meeting this morning, where
He's nervous. Like he's nervous. This is a very important week.
Yeah, this is a total misread by you. No, I'm not nervous. I'm very happy to be here. I like how Miami's matched up with this game. We're a week away. It's an eternity. I'll work my way up to nervous.
No, but it's like you want this to be perfect.
No. I'm just standing by, aghast at the nerve of people. The nerve of Dan Le Batard, for one. Yeah. The nerve of Billy Corbin, for a second.
What did he do?
The nerve for the rest of the people on this show that took turns laughing at me, telling me that I didn't belong here, touting James Madison.
They scored a lot of points.
It's just funny.
That's true. We all agree now, playoff team?
Yeah. I actually don't
More than a lot of others.
I actually don't think there's been a proper reckoning because everything's been moving so fast. Y'all should be embarrassed.
Well, so Mike's got takes for days because he hasn't been able to speak since the last victory, the greatest of his life. Probably, I'm going to say that might have felt better to Mike than any of the championships in South Florida, as I imagine it. Panthers, Heat, and that game, because he gets to be right. Like, no matter what happens against Indiana, he gets to be right, and he also gets the hope of, Indiana's still kind of small, and those games at Iowa and Penn State are tough, and why is everybody in the street asking me, is Miami getting blown out? Are you crazy? Miami's not getting blown out by anybody. Miami's not getting blown out by anybody. Like, they're physically superior, and the last two games have fooled America. And God bless, we've got the most Cuban thing in the history of sports coming to our town.
Me.
We've got in Miami, we've got Fernando Mendoza, Heismang, coming to town to play Cristobal in the Columbus most Cuban Super Bowl in the history of Cuban. Sports never get to matter like this for the Cubans in Miami or anywhere else. It's always just the shortstops and pitchers. It's baseball. Cubans never get to matter in this sport. And Mike's in the meeting mad because Billy Corbin is sniffing around and he wants to make some stuff for us.
Go somewhere else. Plenty of media companies around. Find someone else to run your scam by.
Mike Ryan came in today and started the morning with fuck Billy Corbin.
Wow.
Football is back, Jack. Oh my, we've waited for so long. We're so damn excited that we put it in a song. Don't need no check downs. Give me big hits and quarterbacks. Keep your fantasy team from falling off the track. Football is back, Jack. Whether on the ground or through the air. When the chips are down and you throw a prayer. When your team is primed and on the hunt. It's 4th and 10, you refuse to punt. When the shoulder pads and helmets crack, that's how you know that football is back, Jack. Let me hear you say football is back, Jack. This high is wild and out of control. And we're gonna ride it every week till we reach the Super Bowl. Don't need no check downs. Give me big hits and quarterbacks. If you say this game's the best, I'll say it's a gag. Football is back, Jack. Football is back, Jack. Football
Dippo, you there?
Oh yeah, Pablito, what's good, bro?
De pingao.
Sinvergüenza.
Ese guy who is blank. Prick.
Por tu madre.
I imagine it would be like, yo mama, por tu madre.
That's great to hear.
La Universidad de Miami y los huracanes viven en el corazón de nuestra familia. How'd I do?
Is that the shortstops?
Is that Lee Vaughn?
That was a dated reference by me. It started with the pitchers and the shortstops, and it hasn't been a shortstop in a while. It's relievers.
It's all relievers.
Yuniel Escobar. All those Y names. Soviet influence.
As you look great.
I know. He does look great, but you can't speak. What you can't do is you can speak, but you can't speak in character because that's offensive. So be careful. You're going to walk the line all show. Tony is trying to get into Columbus. It's the Columbus Super Bowl. It's the Cuban Super Bowl. I was yelled at in the meeting because I'm like, Tony, just go out there, do some live hits. Let's celebrate Columbus. And he's like, yeah, they don't rock with us.
Yeah, Dan doesn't know how schools work.
Well, no.
Dan's like, Tony, go into Columbus today.
No. What I got is an explanation.
Random man walk into this school.
No. Wait a minute. We're a little big, we're a little big swaggering media thing. It's a nice time to be Columbus. You would think is celebrate Columbus. The Columbus people made all of this come together. Fernando Mendoza, it comes from Columbus. He's the best player in the sport. The stats he's putting up are totally ridiculous. Totally absurd. 85% completion rates, 3 touchdowns. He's got 6 of those games this season. In the history of football this century, college or pro, no one has 4 such games in a season. He's got more touchdowns in the playoffs, 8, than incompletions, 5. It's nuts what that guy has done from Columbus, and he's got a bigger, stronger Cuban here to eat his face. Coming to the fight with Ruben Bain and Messidor, and people are asking me, no lies, because this is broken perfectly. They're asking me a lot as I'm walking around, Dan, is the U going to get killed? And I'm like, what are you people talking about?
Idiots.
At home? What are you talking about? In what world do you have? Is it just the last 2 games that you believe that Alabama thing wasn't a fraud? It's a fraud. Miami played its second worst game of the season and beat a 1-loss Mississippi State team. That's the second worst game of the season. Their worst game was Louisville because he threw 4 interceptions and he wouldn't stop throwing deep. That quarterback looked like this quarterback to you because Zaz can't stop watching that Dorsey run into the end zone.
Back.
I understand why you did that, though.
He can't stop watching it.
I can't. Everyone who texts me, all of my friends who text me over the weekend, just about the game, I the first thing I say to them goes, "How many times you watch that Beck touchdown?" Like and everyone responds with 100 times. I can't. Anytime I'm just sitting around, I'm not doing anything. Go. Let's watch the Beck touchdown videos. Let's watch this angle and this angle. I love it so much. And my favorite part of it is that it happened to be him running into the end zone in the corner of the end zone where is all Miami fans. And it's like he's just running into this sea of fans who are so happy. Come to us. And it was so perfect. I love it so much. And it's my favorite Miami Hurricanes win of my lifetime. It really is.
I've been walking around the house occasionally just saying to myself, still running! The way that Fowler was on that Malachi Toney touchdown call.
Great call by Fowler on the Beck touchdown to Carson Beck with his legs!
He also had, though, in that game, didn't he shout, what's that crazy thing he shouted with like 6 minutes left? Miami is completely unraveling.
Yeah, that wasn't fun. That was not fun.
So Zaz is sitting here saying most fun win of my lifetime. I'm going to say it again. It's the second worst game Miami's played this season. They were I understand they were that dominant. They had a bad half against Stanford. And they had 4 turnovers against Louisville. But blow this team out. Miami should not be a touchdown underdog to anybody who plays college football. That's asinine. But it's just because of the way the last 2 games have gone. And I give Indiana all the blessed credit in the world. But when they played at Penn State against Penn State's athletes, that was a close game. When they went to Iowa, and that was a close game. And it was with the same Mendoza.
People have got no shame. The way that Miami's played the last 2 games. You mean against a 13-1 SEC team and the defending national champions?
Yeah.
Okay. I listen to all these podcasts, and they're already doing a fair amount of previewing. Take a lesson from very recent history. Y'all have been saying the same thing for 3 weeks. It's the exact same thing I've heard about the 4 picks against Louisville and the SMU game going into College Station. I heard the exact same thing going into the Cotton Bowl. They better score more than 10 points against a team like Ohio State. Well, they better score more points than 24 against a team like Ole Miss.
And Urban Meyer telling everybody they're not going to score 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, they better. Hey, they better clean it up if they want to play Indiana. Okay, all right. Anybody at all in media want to say, "Hey, I'm done doubting this team. Spot the ball. Let's see what's going to happen."
My favorite part: the Canes' average weight on the offensive line is 50 pounds heavier than the average weight on Indiana's D-line. Not a small thing.
I understand all the respect in the world to Indiana for going undefeated. You beat Ohio State. We saw you beat Ohio State 13-10 with your Heisman offensive weapon quarterback, because Ohio State is physically something that not even stands up physically to Miami. There is not a thing in the sport that stands up to what they have on the offensive and defensive lines.
I think they're going to maul them on the lines. I really do.
I mean, 50 pounds is a ton, but regardless, Miami, look, I don't want to bore people doing this all week because this is going to be a really fun week in this city. I'm trying to get Tony to go over to Columbus High School to celebrate the greatness that is Columbus High School, the epicenter of Cuban soul in this city that has now birthed the biggest game in Cuba, America, sports history. This is not up for dispute, is it? Does anyone have... I understand that El Duque pitched in a World Series, and I know that we loved Levon in Miami. You got both teams. The best player in the sport is the Cuban on the other sideline. He's undefeated, and the stats are nuts. And on this side, you've got a Cristobal who came through the program and FIU and has been doubted all along the path while his team has done nothing but improve 4 years straight.
And Dan, the biggest boosters on Miami side, Cuban. The biggest booster on Indiana side, Cuban.
What is the second biggest Cuban sports thing that we have? Because to have this game played in Miami, to have the University of Miami program indeed back in a way that's not nauseating, but throws them into a game where I saw this on Rich Eisen's show the other day. He says Miami is America's team. I'm like, what world am I living in? What world am I living in where Miami at home is a touchdown underdog against Indiana? Like, what? I don't care about your NIL money. It's still Indiana. Indiana's never been here. How'd that go for Jacksonville yesterday? Indiana hasn't played in this game, and it certainly hasn't played in this game in Miami.
First of all, Mike, the line on the game, 7.5. Do they take into account at all that it's a home game for Miami, or does it not matter because it's not technically a home game?
It's not, and Indiana's going to travel well, and I don't think it's going to be the 90-10 discrepancy that they had as an advantage in the Peach Bowl.
Peach Bowl, I was there for that. I was there on Friday night. It was a disgrace, the Oregon alum. A disgrace. It was 95% Indiana. There was one little section, the lower level, that was Oregon people.
I mean, Indiana looked outstanding in that game. They were all over Oregon from the jump. Oregon had some sloppy turnovers as well, but the advance line on that game was 5.5, and then Indiana did what it did to Oregon, and it ballooned up to 7.5. And right now, last I checked, 87% of the betting public is on Indiana minus 7.5.
Bunch of suckers.
Well, it's probably because the average margin of victory for Indiana in the college football playoff is 34.5 points, and the average margin for Miami is 7.
Yeah, well aware of the teams that they've played too. Alabama and Oregon, not teams that I have a lot of respect for. Josh Pate did something on his show where he said that he talked to some sportsbook people. What would have been the line on a neutral field week 1 between these teams?
Week 1.
And it would have been Miami minus 6.5. We're talking about a 15.5 point discrepancy, and Miami's just run through 3 top 10
Well, you know what
teams.
Indiana was to win the national championship before the season started? Plus 15,000.
All of it fascinating. All of it will be an epicenter for vibrant stuff this week. But I was told when I said Tony goes to Columbus, it wasn't about schools and kids, and you just can't just walk onto a school where there are kids. I got that part. People were saying that my politics don't fit with Columbus's reserved style and that Columbus might not be a fan of our show.
Yes, people were saying that.
Yeah.
I have no knowledge of this. No one has ever said this to me before today.
No one's doubting that you have no knowledge of this.
Why do I have no knowledge of this?
Dog, that's a you thing. Your echo chamber, I think.
Yeah, it's a you thing.
So Columbus is mad at me? Columbus does not like our show?
If you think your whole bit flies with Columbus.
The bit of Mario's playing in the big...
Heard Tony laughing at Locaretto.
So wait a minute. All right. So
you think your whole act flies over there.
So this is what I was saying the other day.
You know about that act not flying?
I don't actually, obviously. I'm asking you to help me understand my act not flying because I was explaining or began to explain last week as Mike comes in with gritted teeth saying, fuck Billy Corbin. I was trying to explain last week why the Cuban that is Cristobal, specifically the kind of Cuban that he is, why he would not respect before the biggest game of his life that I'm in a local park on my hands and knees smearing ketchup on my forehead to be near the bit of, hey, tough guy, look at me. I'm shaking my hands over here. That Cristobal wouldn't respect that a fellow Cuban would forever be a jester around where the University of Miami actually built its sports greatness. Yes, I understand. They understand that I'm a parasite. I'm a parasite at their side. And I'm guessing that they believe in me the way that you believe in Billy Corbin, where it's you say, fuck Billy Corbin. And I think that we can get Billy Corbin to give us some content this week that UM fans would really like.
Billy Corbin would laugh in my face. This is not a figure of speech. This is not me passively saying this expression. Like, he would laugh in my face when I would try to explain to him the thing that we were building down here. Many of you listening to my voice or watching on YouTube would laugh, would hop in my mentions, would make fun of me. And we told you, 4 years into this project, we're here now. We got there. And I don't think people have eaten a fair amount of crow. I really don't. I was a joke headed into the CFP. I was a joke as of 2 months ago. I couldn't win a game outside of the state of Florida. I just think, like, maybe I'm owed an apology.
By?
Everyone. You.
I've been here from the beginning, man.
Pointing at Jeremy and Mike and Dan.
You over there in Twitter world and YouTube comments.
You think I owe you an apology?
I think I'm entitled to one.
You think I owe you an apology?
Yes.
All right. Put this off to the side for a second, okay? Because we got a lot going on this week, and we're a vibrant epicenter for tension because Mike Ryan's attitude coming in this week with "I told you so." Look at him. No, well, I don't. And I'm going to tell you why I don't. It can't start with Billy Corbin, who we can agree has made the best University of Miami things that there are. The U, I believe, is still the biggest 30 for 30 documentary ESPN has ever had because of what this program has been.
Can I tell you something? That's something I'm so excited about this week because my older son is way into the Canes right now as a result. And I told him, you and I this week, we're going to sit down and watch the U 30 for 30.
Okay, so this
incredible disrespect for the Canes Inside preseason high video. That was prophetic in retrospect.
This University of Miami history can be downloaded. All the history of it, the 50 years of it, can be downloaded bite-sized with Billy Corbin, who we can agree is UM's best sports historian. He has made 2 films about the University of Miami's history because the first one was so popular.
Also, I listened to Friday's show, hoping for morsels, hoping for us to rally around it. And we couldn't talk about this team without constantly putting them in historical perspective and talking about teams that were around 30 years ago. Can we stop? I'm pretty sure the sports fan, the casual person just coming to our show understands what the U was, how they fell down twice, and how they're picking themselves up off the mat. Let's talk about this team.
What was that?
I'm done talking about the ghost of the Orange Bowl. It's a new era. We had to tear that whole thing down. Do you know how much mediocrity was in that Heck building? Like, stop talking about this. Has nothing to do with Dennis Erickson, Howard Schnellenberger. Yes, they're ghosts. They're echoes. They have formed Mario Cristobal and who he is. This is a whole new world.
You know about that Heck building mediocrity?
So, Zaslow, this is the problem that I have with Mike, and it's going to be hard to rein him in. I have, before 10 minutes out of this local hour, I have what I believe to be Zaslow's biggest sort of breaking news, where when he said it to me, and it's not news like he's had giant stories. It's just he said something, and I'm like, man, in the history of this market, there are 2 or 3 people who could say that, and I'd be like, that hurt. Zaslow has, I believe, giant Heat news that I was stunned to hear from him.
Well, it's giant Heat opinion.
Well, it's Heat opinion, but hearing it from you felt like news to me. And since you look like a Cuban old-timey news guy right now, Tony's right now at La Carreta. We'll go to him in a second. Tony, I want you to buy cafecito there for everybody who's in line. I want you to, everyone who's there, tell them it's all on you.
That'll be $3.17.
That's right. Don't tell anybody that, Mike. Tony, just keep buying cafecitos for anyone who comes through there.
There's 50 people here.
That'll be $3.17.
We only see like 4 people.
Tony, just keep buying. What I'm telling
you,
you,
4 people? Okay.
Tony, what I'm telling you is I need you, before I get to this Zaslow news, I need you to give those people some enthusiasm about what's happening here in Miami this week, how Cuban the sports scene is, and you're at La Carreta on Calle Ocho, right?
No, on Bird Road, Dano. We are here on hallowed ground. I'm going to have Sean McGill turn around the camera. So anytime you've ever seen anybody banging pots and pans, it's on this little side street where all these cars are parked. And that's obviously famous Bird Road right there. So anytime you've ever seen anybody banging pots and pans, it's been on this street right here in front of one of the most iconic buildings on Bird Road right here on La 87 and Bird Road. I can see Arbetters in the distance. I can see Christopher Columbus High School probably like seven minutes down that way. And the fact you were asking why doesn't the reserved, probably biggest donors of the Republican Party don't mesh with your liberal progressive politics? Is that the question you were asking earlier? That can't be it, right?
I just thought sports united all that stuff. Columbus is good at sports.
It does.
We're a big sports show. I've been here all my life. We all know each other, right?
No, for sure.
A lot of damage,
for sure.
though.
Absolutely.
Hey, Columbus.
I'm trying to repair the relationship.
Hey, Columbus, I knew you in the 80s. Come on. It's a private Cuban school. I know all those kids. Come on.
Our show's reputation locally is that of an anti-Miami show.
I understand, but that is my allegiance to trying to play it down the middle while loving my school, obviously, but also doing journalism in it. Like, man, you don't want to talk about 30 years ago. I literally physically have the scars from a beer bottle thrown across a room, hitting me across the chin because I dared to report journalism about the University of Miami program.
Yeah, you also have that on you. So it's an uphill battle. But if the last 20 years of South Florida radio and national radio have shown the listener anything, it's like you're ready to overcorrect on the natural Miami homerism and pride that comes with this show. Locally, this is not viewed as a pro-Miami Hurricane show. It's got one guy that is vocal about his passion for the show.
Who's that?
And an entire show that has undercut him, made fun of him. And by the way, you guys teed off. Yeah, the scorecard, it's bad. But now we've come up, and you all want to come to the party, and you all want to be like pro-Miami people, thinking that people just have short memories, and it's not going to be the case.
All right, so despite your stubborn general obnoxiousness, which I knew would be here today, I'm going to offer you something in the way of an apology. But first, Tony, I need you to buy shots for everybody there. Can you get that going for me, please?
Yeah, I'll get Rose on it so she can start getting people in there.
Cortaditos for everybody.
I like this Rose yelling, shots for everyone.
But what's so hard about just going over there and making a deal? Zaz, am I producing this segment poorly when I say just go over there and just buy some? Like what? Why won't you do this for me?
I don't know what Tony's problem is.
Can we not move the wires? Why will you not go to Columbus for me?
Well, no, here's the thing. I need to actually talk to people. I can make a couple calls and get us at Columbus. That's not the issue. The issue is when you tell me at 8:47, hey, can you be at the Columbus field? That's kind of an issue. So I gotta work through my sources. I gotta work through my people at Columbus. I've already got a couple asks in. We may be able to do it at the gym. We may be able to do it on the field at Columbus. Again, I gotta work it out, but I can't do it right this second. So
you can build the bridge.
Do we need to send Jeremy over there?
Yeah, maybe he's not Cuban enough. I'll make it happen.
He's not understanding the assignment, I guess, right? He's just okay. We'll come back to you. Do you have anything else for us?
I have my top 5 later on if you want to get to it. Again, Rose is in line right now. Buy two colas. 2 colas she's going to buy. Everybody's going to get a little bit of a shot here. But you know what? I would actually love for Jeremy to come down to Columbus High School. I don't even know if he can find that on a map. But if he can, come over there. He could talk to Brother Kevin. He could talk to the people over at Columbus and see if they can get him in. I would love that, actually.
All right, so we're going to do that this week. Who's more Cuban?
That was terrible.
Yeah. That's tomorrow.
Well, we know the answer to that.
Tony,
we know the answer to that.
Tony, if we have no luck going to Columbus, you could just do what I did and go to your backup school, Florida Christian.
I got. You know what? They didn't let me get into Florida Christian. I failed the math portion of the exam.
Yeah, we also didn't let Frank Gore
I was this
go in.
close, though.
That's a story for another day.
I was this close.
The place that I will offer Mike Ryan an apology before we get to Chris, do not let this show get away from me. Do not let me not get to Zaslow. I really was genuinely shocked by something that Zaslow said. Just shocked. And it would only have been more shocking to me. I think there was only one other person that would have shocked me more if Eric Reed had said it. If you said this person is having this opinion, who do you least expect it from? Eric Reed, the broadcaster for the Miami Heat since its inception. Second, Zaslow. Let me get to that because I know Mike's enthusiasms here are going to run wild. They're going to be hard to contain all week. The place I will offer you an apology is that I have absolutely been the easiest kind of bandwagon this season. When they dragged Florida State and when they dragged Florida, I thought and said that that's as physically good as any team in the country, there's no one better than that. And then when they lost to Louisville in an embarrassing fashion with expectations at home and then lost to SMU, I doubted my own eyes on what I thought was a championship team 4 games earlier with the talent of Notre Dame being able to beat Notre Dame. So, absolutely, bandwagon, guilty as charged.
That was good. That was solid. That's just centrally focused to this season, but I'll take it.
Step in the right direction.
Okay, but when you say this season, I'm not offering any apologies of any of my work around this program, or for that matter, Billy Corbin's work around the program when he has sold better to anyone, to the nation, the story of the University of Miami.
I think
but Mike's mad that Billy Corbin laughed at him.
Yeah, he laughed at me.
That's what he's mad about.
And look, you joined in on the John Ruiz stuff. I think we owe John Ruiz a little bit of a thank you for templating this thing. Whatever you want to say about what's become of John Ruiz, it's irrefutable.
That's shocking. It's a shocking thing to say, though. It really is, because they were delisted, correct? So the whole Life Wallet thing. But he was also he's the pioneer atop whose money the whole thing started, and then all of a sudden, at a time when no one thought Miami could afford to get Mario Cristobal for $90 million. That's not a price that anyone thought. 10 years of guarantee to a coach that a program that had churned up some coaches and athletic directors, because the Miami football thing was a fluky miracle once upon a time, and it sustained Miami all of these years later. It's one of the most excellent kinds of business we've ever had in this town of any kind. We don't have great businesses around here. Burger King is around here, but Miami's not a place where great things get birthed, and this program has been that now for 40 years. But for the last 20, it's been quiet. And something else I am guilty of. There is no refute. Because of where they placed the standard before that, they lost my interest over the last 20 years. I can only get so excited about De'Aaron King.
Yeah, and I guess this national title appearance in particular is for everyone that sat in those stands before they had a roof on it, watching Robert Marve, talking themselves into Ja'Cory Harris Heisman, watching
that start to the season was pretty impressive.
Yeah,
come on.
Posting on a message board, hey, Jaron Williams outperformed Trevor Lawrence at the Manning Passing Academy. This one's for them, because the last 20 years in particular, you have an entire adult generation that have no connective tissue to the University of Miami's success. They've been a national punchline. They've been laughed at by this show, and it doesn't just stop with this season. It's, quote, I know this brand of Miami guy, these people around this program. It's all show. It's all flash paper. Can they actually turn things around? Or is it just going to be another one of these cycles of Al Golden winning the press conference, of Manny Diaz, the new Miami? What's going to separate these guys and Mario Cristobal from actually turning it around? Fair skepticism. Skepticism was a little different than what had played out over the course of the internet and our show. They did turn it around. Miami is here now. I don't think Miami's going anywhere either, because this arrow is pointing up. This is the new reality for Miami. This was the blueprint.
Chris Cody, I'm going to need your help this week governing all of this, because the Mike Victory Lap has started long before the game itself, and because of the way the show's working right now, I haven't talked about what might have been the craziest NFL week in the history of NFL weeks. It begins with John Harbaugh being fired in a week. When you look at what the last crazy week has been, it begins with John Harbaugh getting fired in a game that would have resulted maybe in Mike Tomlin's firing, getting started as everyone plays nothing but close games.
That's how losers leave town match goes.
And the week ends with Mike Vrabel thrilled with a bloody mouth laughing at his brother because the Chargers are going to get Justin Herbert killed. They're asking Justin Herbert, and Mike Vrabel is laughing with blood in his mouth. And all of the games in the between are crazy and close. 3 of them yesterday. The first three NFL games go to the 2-minute warning, fourth quarter, with the team down. That team wins. And then the fourth that doesn't do it is Philadelphia because the defending champions go down to a knee. What an amazing week of professional football. I don't think it's knee-jerk for everything that's happened over the course of the last week. Just in games, those Packers, that's the worst loss in playoff history. That's the worst loss there's ever been in the history of the NFL playoffs, to lose that game in that situation.
They melted down, Dan. And it wasn't just the missed kicks. Everybody wants to go after McManus. There were so many procedural things. It looked like LaFleur had never been in that situation before.
That's been the Bears' entire season, though.
It has been. But
like Caleb Williams will play like shit for 3 quarters, and then he's just awesome in the fourth quarter.
That's not a style.
Win.
That's not a style. That's not sustainable. That's asinine. Look, the last one they won against the Packers, it was like 16-6 late with 3 minutes left, and somehow the Bears won. And this one was crazier. This one was more insane. When you're down 11 and it's 4th and 9, and there's no way you can win that football game.
Is it hyperbolic to say Caleb Williams rolling to his left, off balance, slipping on the turf, finding Rome Odunze
He's awesome.
on the sideline? That's one of the great clutch playoff throws ever, right? Because the game's over.
He's so good, Caleb Williams. 7 fourth-quarter comebacks, including the playoff game.
And
7 fourth-quarter comebacks.
Ben Johnson running off the field. Fuck the Packers. Fuck that.
Yeah.
It's a new order,
the cheese
man.
grater.
I love that.
Dan, I'm being told that Tony is afraid, almost too shy to hand out cafecito.
Tony, no entiendo.
That's asinine. That's not the point. The point is, you guys are talking about the NFL, and I'm getting ready to do my top 5 at some point, but they're going to hand out coffee that we just bought. We just poured it, all beautiful stuff. How do you want me to hand out one coffee at a time like this? Here you go, sir.
You gotta get a tray.
Here
You gotta get a tray.
Coward. Shout behind you, be like, "Hey, free coffee! Come on over."
Tony, my apologies for not making this clearer to you. I wanted you to throw a little party on that corner where you gathered everyone around and bought them all cortaditos. What's so hard about televising that?
Well,
There we go,
here's the
Rose.
thing. So
Rose,
what
the
we're
only
doing
one
is
with
una
courage.
colada, right?
Everybody did just turn their head.
So un cortadito, really quick. Cortadito is basically a small café con leche. It's una colada cut with milk, which is why it's called cortadito. Mira, una colada que compré aquí. Ahí estamos.
Why did that guy want? He's soft.
Saludo.
Can you interview them about the Canes? Can you ask those guys how they feel about the Hurricanes and what local regional pride?
¿Cómo sentimos de los huracanes? No, tú no, okay. No, nada, nadie está viendo. Ah, aquí. Oh, thumbs up right here. No sabes mucho, pero sabes que están ganando. Están ganando en el campeonato. Vamos. Okay.
There it is.
Football cross.
There it is. The
buzz
most
is in the
Cuban
air.
sports moment in the
Two guys
history
left.
of Miami. Way to go, Tony. We'll
One
check
guy
in
gave me a
with
thumbs
Tony. Tony, we'll check in with you all week
One
to
guy
see
gave
if
me
we
a
can
thumbs
find.
up.
If we can.
It's not exactly the Rathskeller.
Okay, no, wait a minute. I want
Yeah.
Tony to find if somebody who doesn't speak English who believes in the Hurricanes.
Those 2 guys walked away really
I need
fast.
some. I'm not going to believe that my people are going to represent me this poorly to the world.
Oye, los huracanes.
Also,
Están ganando. That guy gave me a thumbs up.
There you go.
That guy gave me a thumbs up.
also pick up a paper.
He walked inside though.
People aren't so inclined to just speak to someone coming up to them asking questions these days.
Well, okay, that's my bubble.
The paper. What's that?
Maybe we talk politics. What do you think?
That's my bubble right there. All right, Tony, we'll check back in with you. Thank you. Keep buying shots for those people. Bring back the expense report. It'll be $83, even if you buy them for the next 3 hours.
You see how those two guys just turned around and left real quick? It's the second they saw a camera. History's being written.
Now it's
We panned away, and we go back, and those guys were
They're
gone.
gone.
As they probably should.
Gone.
Well, so now we're full on dangerous. We're weaponized in the streets. He's not wrong when I'm sitting there talking to you guys before the show, and you guys are arguing about whether that Mike McDaniel photo is even real, about him on some sort of merry-go-round wearing full Gucci over the weekend, because he's going to get a great job.
It's definitely real.
It's real. Can confirm.
Everybody was saying it wasn't real. They said it couldn't be real.
No, I found a second photo of him taking a photo with a family, not just on that coaching carousel. I mean, wearing the all Gucci on a carousel at Disney World is a wild choice, but I respect it.
So I have a small bit of morsel of dolphin thing that isn't quite news, but I think you'll find interesting. This is how it happened with McDaniel. He was in an exit meeting with one of his players. So he's going forward as if he's coaching in the next season. He's in an exit meeting, and Stephen Ross bursts into the room in the middle of an exit meeting, and then everybody looks at each other, because Stephen Ross can come in whenever he wants, I guess. And the players' exit meeting was over, and that was Mike McDaniel's exit. Like, that's how it happened. I don't know if there's a right way to do that, but Harbaugh became available, and Stephen Ross is bursting into an exit meeting that becomes Mike McDaniel's exit. Roy's laughing because it's crazy that that's how it happened, right?
Yeah, probably not the best way to fire somebody.
Mike McDaniel is planning the next season, because 5 minutes before or whatever, right? I mean, or no one had told him, don't plan for next season. There's no reason to have an exit meeting with players anymore. You're not going to be around them. Unless you want to leave the files for the next guy. File up that, but that meeting ended right there. Stephen Ross just sort of walks in without it explain. Everyone just looked at each other. It's like, oh, okay, this meeting's over.
Doesn't it feel like, though, that Mike McDaniel last week was trying to put into the universe that he's still the coach? Like at the beginning of the week, he said he's going to be part of GM meetings. No, not really. And then he's doing the exit interviews. It's like, this is not – like he was putting into the universe that he's still the coach.
Tony, we'll come back to you. Keep looking for places to get into and things to buy for people. Find me people who want to be on camera, not people who are avoiding cameras. Zaslow, you said to me this morning, and I couldn't believe it, it's time to trade Bam Adebayo.
It is. It's time to trade Bam Adebayo. Look, the Mike's smiling. Hold on a second. You got to let me give my reasoning here, all right? Right now, the Heat stink. They do. They absolutely stink.
It's a good week for Mike Ryan being right.
Oh, boy, they stink.
This is maybe the worst week of my life.
They've lost 4 out of 5. They're losing. They got smoked by the Pacers, all right? And then last night, predictably, they got killed by the Thunder in the second half. Bam Adebayo this month is averaging 10 points. He's shooting 35%. He's going through the worst stretch of his career.
Stop shooting threes. Please, dear God, stop shooting threes.
He's been really, really bad offensively. But here's the thing. I don't feel good about saying that the Heat should trade Bam Adebayo. In theory, I don't want them to trade Bam Adebayo. It's not like where I sit here and I tell you for 50 consecutive days that the Dolphins should fire Mike McDaniel. I'm doing that because I don't think he's a good head coach. I think Bam is a good player. I would like Bam to remain on the team. But here's the thing. His salary goes up to $50 million next season. There is no world where Bam Adebayo making $50 million against your salary cap is going to be a championship team. There's no world where that's possible.
So Mike Ryan has been blown away and is just this is unpleasant. Chris, Roy, help me here. Jeremy, what are we going to be able to do with this week? Mike, is it just going to be a victory lap all week on all things?
He was speaking in the third person back here earlier.
Sure was.
Mike is so happy. I'm glad you're happy. But, our rationale is different. You want Bam out because you don't like him. I like Bam.
No, it's not- no,
I
it's
want
not that
Bam
he
out
doesn't
because
like him.
No. He's a fantastic player within this team. He does things that are special on defense. I just know what his ceiling is if he's your best player. And since this franchise is incapable of
He's
pairing
been saying
him,
that for 3 years. It's why he checked out on the team.
look, I got kind of sick of being lumped in with the Hawks and Bulls in the play-in zone.
They're still there.
Yeah, they are.
How can anyone make a case that Bam's salary going up to $50 million
right,
next year
Jeremy will
is
try.
a way that you can win?
I'm not going to put Jeremy in.
can.
I'm not going to put Jeremy in that position right now.
Not yet.
But the place that I'd like to stay, right, is what you guys are describing, and it's crazy to think of the last 5 years birthing this, where you're saying what you just said. When the game spreads out so much that Bam, who can guard all of your guys still somehow and is trying his very hardest on defense because he makes them a good defensive team by himself. He makes them a good defensive team. That guy hasn't expanded his game enough to the three-point line so that you trust him because he doesn't want to be shooting from out there. His game was mid-range. That guy has been evolved past in the sport. You can't win with Bam Adebayo, who, when I first saw him dribbling behind his legs, I'm not kidding to you, I'm like, a person who looks like that generally doesn't handle the ball that way. Oh, look, here come the Joel Embiids of the world. You guys are telling me that guy is now a disposable piece when he's one of the best Heat players of all time. He is an all-star perennially. He brings it and gives every effort
they had always been
to be great.
fighting.
And
I remember
Zaslow, it's shocking to me to hear you say it's done if you keep him on your team.
They had always been, fighting. I remember Michael Irvin, when he was a freshman.
We were at the training table, my first season. Never seen this much food in my life. One of the offensive linemen, they were just sitting in line talking. I was starving. The guys, you guys want to talk? I'll just cut in order. I said, give me one of those steaks over there. Like, what's that? Give me one of those. I was ordering everything because you can order whatever you want. And then the guy was like, aren't you a freshman? Get back in the back, freshman, and shut up. Don't you say another word. I waited, and then I picked up my tray, and he was ordering food, and he ordered the same steak that I wanted, and I guess that was the breaking point. And I took that tray and crashed it over his head, got in a fight with him.
I brought Michael in and said, Michael, what are you doing? You beat up this 260-pound offensive guard.
I'm thinking, that's it. He's going to send me home. I just cracked the tray over his starting tackles or guard head. I just cracked his head. I'm not even on the field right now. I just cracked this tray over his head.
He said, Coach, he said, as many brothers and sisters as I've got, I've been fighting for food all my life.
And actually, he ended up suspending the offensive lineman, and he said to me, son, I need that fire on the football field, not in the training room. I like that you'll stand up to a big guy, but I need you standing up to the guys with the other jersey on.
has changed.
But Mike said it best. The press box has changed. I mean, seriously, get over yourself. We're going to talk during the post game. Tim Reynolds, enough. I mean, enough.
I mean,
seriously.
you just got to know when
You're
the
not
Dan
allowed to cheer in the press box. Did you know that?
Well, I did.
They were cheering for Will Manso. I think that's allowed.
And Goldie.
If the Dan Le Batard Show comes to a hockey press box, hilarity is going to ensue.
Yeah.
They're going to yell at Will Manso for 7 minutes, and you're probably going to have to go to a
7
stairwell
seconds.
to write, man. It's
if it was 7 minutes, I'd get it.
It
was
is what
7
it is.
seconds.
Exactly. I mean, David, everyone else was saying hi. They were enjoying the show. They were laughing at us. But one guy is still clutching on to his newspaper deadline.
I'm a little
and it's
disappointed.
Tim Reynolds.
And is he your demographics, too?
I don't know.
I happen to like Tim a lot, and
Enough of him.
I imagine this was going to be like E.J. Raddick or something.
This episode of the Dan Le Batard Show is presented by DraftKings. DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Is Brady better than Romo now as a broadcaster?
It's certainly worth discussing. Brady has really improved this season.
Well, Romo's gotten worse.
Yeah, but that's been a several year thing. Remember there was a report a couple 3 years ago where CBS execs had to meet with Tony Romo to stage an intervention about his preparation.
One of the things that he continues to do every single game, no matter the game, is these 7 things are as good as any you will ever see in the NFL or anywhere as there is presently in the NFL. It can't be everybody, Tony. It can't be everybody that we're watching in every game we're watching, that you're just hitting the note again and again that this safety, the latest safety, is as good in the league as anybody at this. That's not empirically true in any way.
Tony Romo's immediate approval was kind of like a perfect storm because the game had changed so much. Like offenses, the game had totally evolved with the sophistication to it, and he was affable, and he was so closely removed. Like Tony Romo started broadcasting months after we had last seen him on the field.
Well, and remember, everyone thought it was so cute that he was able to predict the plays.
Because he had a pretty good idea because he was in those film rooms.
Oh, but he was
required
still doing it this weekend and getting some of them wrong, because it's interesting to me that the Ben Johnsons of the world are new when they're here. They've got their young quarterbacks, and they're here to say out loud, history of the sport, fuck the Packers. Fuck them.
All the tweaking that Tom Brady has done, and I think he's done more personal stories. Listening to the greatest bad weather quarterback of all time talk to you about the difficulties in throwing in the wind, like I'm always going to be there for that. But less has been more for Tom Brady. It got through to him. He's received coaching and he's learned. Like let me do more bite-sized tidbits.
Why
here.
wouldn't he get better? Someone who's never done broadcasting is thrown into the broadcast booth with no experience, and you don't think they're going to get better?
I guess it's because it had been 2 seasons. Look, we have a clip that got traction online where we kind of wrote him off because at midseason it didn't look like it, and he turned a corner. And you're absolutely right. I think if anything has taught us, if anything we've learned, let's stop counting Tom Brady out at anything in life, because he is. If you overlook him and you doubt him,
oh no, I'm going to keep doing it on the Raiders. I'm going to keep doing it on the Raiders. Go ahead, Brady.
Take him
Prove me
Mendoza.
wrong. Brady, I will keep doubting you. I'm going to chase you to the grave, and you won't respect me any more than Cristobal does. But I'm going to chase you to the grave saying, no, you were bad at that because you were shitty then. There's no question about that. That he's gotten better and that Romo hasn't worked at it the same way. Not surprising. That Brady would chase down Romo in the booth with $300 million more in guarantees. Yes, of course, he's going to be better at this if he wishes to be 6 years from now, because he's going to get the reps of it and he's going to care about getting better. But yes, he was terrible at the beginning. I'm not taking that back.
I think now all he needs to do is add to moments, add the right amount of color at the right time on big time moments, because when I still tune into Tom Brady, it doesn't feel like it's a big game. But that's just a resume thing, right? His voice will sound like it belongs on a big game, much the way that it did with Chris Fowler. Early on, it was awkward, and now you can't picture a big-time college football game without his voice.
No, the best one this weekend, and it's how Prime bought its way into the game, and holy shit, football was broadcast amazing these amazing games. And at the top of it, in the middle of it all, I know it can get forgotten because all of the games are great and interesting yesterday. Goodbye, Jacksonville. I should have never trusted you. I hate that I did. The best of all of these was the framing on, and this is how this shit happens. Give me that LaFleur sound if you want to see how high the Flames can climb when these moments happen in pressurized things that we're all watching. And, hey, Tomlin, you win, you go on, we won't fire you. Harbaugh, you're gone. LaFleur has a quarterback. That's a great job. That's a great young quarterback. If you're not good enough, LaFleur, one of these young whiz kids who have taken over the game, and you can get old fast. When you lose a game that way and Al Michaels is in the booth and he is saying, I've been at this field 30-plus times, it's never felt like this. He could feel the place shaking. 80-year-old Al Michaels will not quit because he wants to be at the center of those games. Went to Prime to make him big and has. And now that falls on LaFleur. Listen to him in this press conference after the game. That is the greatest collapse in playoff history and all sorts of flukery, immaculate. You can't lose that game statistically. The advantages that you had throughout that game, and it's the second time in a couple of weeks they did that to you as Ben Johnson leaves the field saying, now I got the quarterback. And the Bears matter again. And look at how high the Flames climb on this guy.
Hey, Matt, you got a year left on your contract, and policy has said he doesn't like lame duck seasons. Do you expect to be back next season? Have you guys already started negotiating that deal? Or?
Yeah, with all due respect to your question, Pete, now's not the time for that. I mean, I'm just hurting for these guys. I can only think about just what just happened. And there will be time for that.
Matt, you've won a lot of games here. I know you always say the quarterback gets too much blame, and I'm sure it's the same for you as a coach too. But after the way the season finished and a couple other playoff shortcomings, why do you think you should be back here next year?
Again, Pete, I'm not gonna get into that right now.
Do you think your team has the confidence that the leadership of this organization can get them where they want to go?
Yeah. Again, with all due respect, Pete, definitely. Now's not the time. I mean, whatever.
Am I crazy, or does he look like white Jalen Hurts?
I got that deer in the headlights thing down.
Schefter has tweeted this morning the Packers now are expected to try to work out a deal in the coming days to keep head coach Matt LaFleur.
May I ask a question? Why? He had Aaron Rodgers, right? They finally moved on from McCarthy. And if you remember, LaFleur early on, there were a lot of growing pains in those playoffs. A lot of mistakes, a lot of second guessing, and you just said to yourself, okay, the Packers are willing to live with these growing pains to get LaFleur to a point where he can take them to the next level. And here we are, 6-7 years later, blowing 3-score leads, looking like an absolute mess from an operational standpoint. If the growing pains were worth it, he'd not be screwing it up that badly. Because it's not just a team got hot and came back to you. The Chicago Bears have proved that time and time again this season. They can do that to you. Hell, they proved it in the exact same building against the exact same team. I'm talking about shooting your own damn team in the foot. I'm talking about bad timeouts. I'm talking about procedurals. I'm talking about undisciplined play. Like that, he looked like a rookie head coach, and that's inexplicable.
What's usually the explanation there, and I've always thought it dismissive. I've always thought it too remedial. You can't analyze these games on a Sunday and just be eating popcorn and stuff. And when these guys prepare this way and say, oh, I would have done this, and this, and this differently. I hate the way we cover the NFL, where every week somebody's shouting louder than the next person. No, that person choked. Do they deserve credit for winning Chicago, or do the Packers deserve blame? I'd prefer to be positive there about the Bears have the best team and quarterback that they've had in that city, and it made Al Michaels shake in the booth. But Green Bay's got the better quarterback, and
You believe that? Yeah.
Well, if Jordan Love doesn't want to get caught from behind on Caleb Williams, I believe that through several quarters in that football game where I thought Chicago had, without Micah Parsons, Chicago had some real line advantages. You saw what happened to the Chargers last night, Zaslow. Harbaugh's going to get, when Alt's out, Harbaugh's going to get Justin Herbert killed. He can't also lead them in rushing. You can't play that football. You can't. John Harbaugh's going to get Justin Herbert killed.
They had one sequence of Chargers, and I think it was first and goal from like the 9. And the first 3 plays were Herbert runs.
Oh, listen to this.
I couldn't believe it.
Look, you went to see Bloody Vrabel. He's got blood in his mouth. He's smiling because of what he's going to do to you. And this is what you're going to do in that game, Harbaugh. On 4th and short inside the 5, you're just going to try and run Justin Herbert into their face and then not get it and get scared and then kick a field goal the next time. And that's the end of your points. You're in the red zone twice inside the 5-yard line. You got scared the second time and kicked it on 4th and 2 because you failed the first time because you had no offensive line. Because that's the worst offensive line in the entire playoffs by miles.
Their play on first down on that goal-to-go situation, it was roll Herbert out right and have him try and run over a linebacker.
Maybe that's because the Patriots had 30 pressures last night. 30.
No, he's playing. Look, Justin Herbert, I want an intervention. It's unfair what they've done to him over the last 9 games, asking him to play a different game of football than even Josh Allen. Josh Allen is not getting hit nearly as much as this dude. This would make Andrew Luck quit. Like, you can't keep asking that guy to play like that. That is Jim Harbaugh being a total lunatic and feeling like he can't trust anybody else except for his quarterback to be miles better than any athlete on the field.
He was hit 129 times this year going into yesterday. That's 18 more than any other quarterback.
I don't think there's a tougher quarterback in the league. I feel bad for the way that dude gets hit on Sundays because he's big like Josh Allen, but not quite as big as Josh Allen.
In all honesty, they have no one else on that side of the ball. We're still talking about it's 3rd down. Look for Keenan Allen.
No, and Aronde Gadsden's kid.
He's good. He's a good player.
Okay, well then what'd you just do, fool?
Well, he's young. He's he's not your go-to. Be a good player and not be the go-to.
Ladd McConkey's a pretty good wide receiver.
They have a lot of nice pieces. I think their season was completely undone by injuries along the offensive line, right?
Well, this is what this sport does. It ravages people, and the end of that Philadelphia game, okay, the idea, I'm not overreacting when I say what the 49ers have done over the last, I'm going to say, 7 years with whatever the parts are, when their giant parts are always getting hurt, to go into Philadelphia and have no Bosa, no Fred Warner, and then Kittle's out early in the game, and he's going to be gone for a bunch of time, and Brock Purdy missed games this season, and I don't know how McCaffrey's still held together. I expect any game now for someone to just stitch his forearm to the side of his helmet. I don't know how that physical body holds together as everything else on that architecture gets ravaged. John Lynch runs that franchise. They just gave the keys to Matt Ryan in Atlanta, thinking, look, John Lynch did it over here. But what the 49ers have done over the last 10 years without winning a Super Bowl is one of the great achievements I've seen in this sport. And going into that place and winning after you got ravaged by Seattle, don't like their chances at all against Seattle. Not even a little bit. But I'm done doubting that team because I can't believe that they can be that injured every year and still be at the top of the standings and be higher seeded than the Rams, who are the best team I've seen this season, and almost coughed it up against Carolina. The worst playoff team there's ever been by point differential. There's never been a worse team in the playoffs than Carolina. Minus 69. 49ers, what they've done to me, I know it's not going to stand out in the yesterday of it all. We're going to talk about Josh Allen being pushed 10 yards and whether that's actually football. And we're going to talk about It's not football.
It's not.
That's asinine.
They carried it.
You can't have rugby break out in the middle of the football playoffs and be okay with games being decided in the last minute because a guy's being carried 10 yards. All right, let's put Josh Allen in a chariot. See if anyone can stop that too.
And the referee called it a touchdown. He was down like the 3. What are you watching?
Oh, but, what are we doing?
Often asking myself that.
I'm going to get back to NFL stuff in a second, but Tony's made me happy. Look at him. He is beaming. That's as Cuban as you've ever looked right there. Everything that's happening right now, this right here is a snapshot. This is a work of art right here.
It looks like a green screen.
Oh, my God. Tony, that is the most colorful Tony photo there's ever been. All right. Tell the people where you are and what the history of that place is.
Dan, I'm here just literally not even a mile down the road on Bird Road, and I'm here in front of Bird Bowl, 69 years of family fun. As you can see, billiards, arcade, and bowling and parties. So this is Miami's inaugural, the first of its kind bowling, what do you call it?
Alley.
Bowling center?
Establishment?
Bowling
alley.
Bowling
area.
You can see how much I bowl. I don't.
Okay, well,
I don't really
you're
bowl
doing
much.
a live
a
report.
Danism there.
Okay, but you're doing a live
Yeah,
report.
it's raining on me right now.
Okay.
No one goes there to bowl.
Yeah.
They go there for the pictures.
You want to give
Yeah,
people
well,
the
yes.
history?
I actually have a funny story here, Dan.
Well, the history.
Yeah, I'll
the
give
history,
a personal anecdote really quick.
Not just a personal anecdote. The history of the joint. That right there has been Cuban Fun Center for generations of Cubans.
Yeah. Did you not have enough money as a kid to go to Disney World? Great. Guess where we're doing the party? We're doing it at Bird Bowl. It was $67 for you and 37 friends.
That's right.
To go and bowl with shoes that had been worn for 60 years. I think the original shoes are probably still inside of Bird Bowl right now.
Bumpers or no bumpers?
I've been to Bird Bowl, obviously. For me, bumpers, obviously. What do you think? A bowler? What do you think? I got my own ball. I'm going to fling my own ball there. Like, come on, dork.
Sucker.
Eric Dampier.
Sucker.
Eric Dampier
you're a
used to
sucker.
play in those bowling shoes. It's a true story.
They had this is a different place, but over at the bowling place in Dolphin Mall, I don't remember what it was called, Splits or whatever. They used to have Shaq's shoes, and they were like this big bowling shoes. They were like size 27. They were like this big. They were huge. So that was exciting. So at one point, a quick personal anecdote. One time I was here, and they had. Let me be. How can I say this? Okay, so a alcohol beverage brand that is uniquely American, that has a very American figure as their mascot. They had one of those in here, a cardboard cutout life size of him. And after, us hanging out and having some of these pictures, I took the American hero cutout with me home. I took it out of here and I put it in the car, and I haven't been back since. So I don't know if they have my picture on the wall saying this guy cannot be here. I don't know if they saw me in the security footage. I don't think they have security footage here. But that American icon life-size cutout is in my house.
This is the home that Mike Ryan. This place built you, did it?
Dude,
not, Mike?
I got a smile ear to ear. I got Madonna's "This Used to Be My Playground" playing in my head. He's so close to the former Ultrazone laser tag center that later became a sex shop.
Dude, it's right. It's Playthings. It's right there.
Yeah,
right. It's right. I was thinking about that place the other day, Mike.
Let's go ahead. Go over there next.
No,
All
I'm
right.
not. It's right there.
Yeah.
Oh no. There it is, right there.
Yeah. It used to be Ultrazone. Now it's a sex
I was
shop.
thinking about that. I was thinking about that Ultrazone, what it was called. I couldn't remember what it was called, but I remember going in there and it was a sick laser tag place.
Oh,
but then it closed down.
It was the best. In fact, not
just
too far.
like the Excalibur.
Yes, not too far from
the
you.
The Excalibur was sick.
Right next to you, there is a racquetball center that had a fat camp that I was a counselor at.
Yes.
Fit Kids.
I was also at Fit Kids for a while.
Yeah.
It's down the street. It's
bunch
right
of fat
here.
Cuban
I know
kids.
exactly what it is.
So wait a minute. It was a bunch of fat Cuban kids.
Yeah, I was a counselor.
Come on.
Hey, come on. Let's get up. Let's go for a jog. And usually they just pull out a Game Boy Advance and tell me to go screw myself.
Tony, so you're gonna go to Columbus here at one point, but are you allowed to in Bird Bowl? Is it not open this early? It's early for bowling. Is it open?
It's open. It's open, but I don't think we can go in there.
Well, can you do me the favor and ask? See, to me, help me with this, because
do they agree with Dan's politics?
Mike is saying that these are dangerous times. No. Mike is saying
let me hold on. Let me say one thing. So we bring politics into sports a lot, okay? And we were politicizing the camera and people not wanting to answer about the Hurricanes. The moment the camera shut off, 3 guys, as I was making the right after that La Ventanita to get in my car, 3 guys came up to me talking about the Canes, talking about Mendoza. And I said, guys, why didn't you come over here 30 seconds ago when I was doing the hit and giving coladas away? And they're like, because we don't like the cameras. We don't want to be around the cameras or whatever. So it's not a political thing. It's a camera thing. People don't want to be in front of cameras. And they see Sean McGill bringing up a camera in their face, and they like, who is this guy?
No, but but the problem is that they don't want to be seen by cameras because they're doing illicit things in our city. It's not because they're afraid of the government. It's because we've got people throughout our city who probably shouldn't be in our city, who are your neighbors and friends, and they're people that you care about, and they do important work around your house.
People.
But they might not
be
the
best people.
But they might not be here legally. They're probably not, and so that they don't want that seen on camera.
That may be true. And I'm going to see if Sean can actually help me here. Sean, can you pan over and zoom into the front door of Bird Bowl? And Dan, I want to see if you can see exactly what's on the front door. So the handle of the door, I don't know if you can see it perfectly right there. There's a placard that says, notice, no firearms at the bowling center. No firearms,
yes,
please.
It's good advice. That's correct.
You got this, Sean.
That only happens if there has been firearms here before. Many times where they had to put the placard of like, hey,
yeah, you don't want
no
you
guns.
Don't want that
We're open
happening.
carry
if you
now.
could.
You don't want that at the bowling alley. All right, Tony.
Thank God.
This was America.
This is where I would like
It
to
is,
end
Jack.
up as an American institution in the media fighting its way during these difficult times through our sports and political climate. Why are we not the show that can now go over to Playthings and see what's going on over there? Why can't you go do a live hit over there? Ask some people over there about the Hurricanes.
Does Playthings agree with Dan's politics?
About the Hurricanes. No, I don't want to
More
talk
inclined.
about. So wait a minute. This is what we're going to do. So you think you're in a dangerous area because
they're
no
interested.
one within 3 miles of you agrees with my politics. You think I'm putting you in
small an
danger?
More than 3 miles.
You think I'm putting you in
It's
danger
more than 3
right
miles,
now?
trust me.
Go to Florida Christian
No,
and ask
no,
for
no,
Coach
I'm not in
Stemmer.
danger. I don't think he's there anymore. I can ask for Coach O and Coach Dandrino's
Ooh,
also
no.
not there.
No, Padron's the one that's
Retired.
not there anymore.
I can go over to Playthings, Dan. Again, that's more of a risque place.
All right,
Somebody
Tony,
maybe
I'd like
getting
you to-
something for somebody who's not their wife.
Tony,
I don't know.
look,
People are not
Tony,
going to want to be on camera.
Tony, the show I'd like to do, look, if I were pushing you beyond the limits of normal production in a free media world that isn't as dangerous as this one, I think you should be asking someone inside of Playthings what they think of the Hurricanes and just doing a straight interview with that person. That's what I would like.
We can. Yeah, I can do that. We're right now, my producer Rose is inside begging us to be able to get inside of Bird Bowl. So when she comes out, I'll tell her
That'd
we
be
go
a
over to
good.
Playthings.
That'd be
and we
good
can interview
television as well. I'd
somebody.
like to ask how old. Put it on the poll at Le Batard Show. Have the shoes at Bird Bowl been there for 69 years? For 69, were they worn? Were they worn by your grandparents? Because those bowling shoes. We need to make cars out of those bowling shoes. Those bowling shoes cannot. Those bowling shoes.
Oye, tienen milla. Oye, esos zapatos tienen milla.
69 years that Bird Bowl has been there, standing strong, entertaining Cubans who got to this country and couldn't quite get to Disney World. All right, go over to Playthings.
Yeah.
/ Ultrazone.
All right, let's see if I'm going to try to get inside of Bird Bowl. If we can't get inside of Bird Bowl, we're going to head over to Playthings and see what we can do there. But I will promise that we'll effort, Dano.
Thank you. Let's get back to the NFL here quickly. Let's do I want him inside of Playthings, not outside of Playthings. Go. We can't get into Columbus. We can't get into Bird Bowl. I mean, are we making television here or
I'm
not?
working on Columbus.
All right.
Rose can
I'm
wait
working on
outside.
Columbus.
Rose can wait outside. We're not making her do this.
HR issue.
Well, okay.
I'm being told they can go into Bird Bowl.
All right. Well, let's
Oh,
do
we
the
can go into Bird
well.
Bowl.
Let's
Okay.
do the next report then from inside of Bird Bowl. I'd like to hear you talk about the Canes and the enthusiasm about the Canes with the local community. Thank you, Tony. We'll check back in with you in a second. But it was again a batshit crazy NFL weekend, and when I'm quoting there, this is the coolest, as it really is. Because in the middle of all of these wonderful games, okay, Chicago taking back the division in that town with Al Michaels shaking. They want so badly to care at football, to be relevant at football. They care so much, and they've never had this quarterback, and they've never had this coach. Not Ditka, not anyone has the ability to both outsmart your coach in offensive ways that make the Lions collapse in the division when he's taken away and Dan Campbell exposed as something less than when he couldn't keep up with the plays. They've got the coach that's running off the field after toppling what Aaron Rodgers has specifically done to the Bears historically with bleep the Packers, bleep them. Because it's a new era in Chicago, and they know they're going to be good for 10 years.
I like people getting upset with Ben Johnson's handshake with Matt LaFleur. I mean, he snuck it right in there. He had a big grin on his face. I mean, he essentially smacked his hand, and then he ran off. I liked it. Fuck the Packers. Like, why can't the coaches not like each other? I like it the coaches don't like each other. I like it Ben Johnson doesn't like the Packers. I like it.
Zaslow, apparently you didn't take the cue, and neither did I. I wasn't trying to be gratuitously television by using the F word there. It's just I'm quoting Ben Johnson as he runs off of the field, or as he's around the highest forms of the celebration that they've had in that city. I'm going to say since the Cubs, I guess, but like the way this city cares about the football team is in sort of the Michael Jordan class of caring when the championships have never met what the standard is. For this tandem to bring that city hope as the Eagles fall at the finish line, as they've got a defense that will ravage you, win the turnover battle, but a month ago, all of these games felt Eberflusian right before the second half heroics when they're doing things mathematically that they simply cannot recreate. You cannot win a Super Bowl getting down 21-3 and trying to figure it all out in the second half after Ben Johnson goes into the locker room and does whatever he does with the Bunsen burners to figure out what he has to do in the second half to just play, okay, Caleb, go out there and just run around on 4th and 9.
And now they're a home win away from the NFC Championship. One home win away. Rams are favored. I'm really not sure why, I got to be honest with you. One home win away from the NFC Championship, which maybe they would host as well in Chicago.
Well, it's because everyone thinks the Rams can win all 3 road games because you target Puka 18 times. But
that game against Carolina was impressive to you?
I would love your thoughts on the Carolina game because their season was over after they beat the Dolphins, and yet they were right there, almost beating the Rams for a second time this season.
Pretty unimpressive.
I did not think I would get to the point in life where Mike Ryan would look at me earnestly and say, I want your thoughts on the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah,
but thank you, because I have publicly been the greatest national skeptic on all things Carolina Panthers this season. Again, I declared their season done after they beat the Dolphins, just because don't make me watch that team all season. But it's hard to reconcile that with the both times the Rams played them. The Rams, who I think are the best team in football. 5 one-score games they've lost in total freak fashion. All of it, like allowing a special teams touchdown, a defensive touchdown. McVay fires his special teams coach after one of the losses. Like, the Rams should be a 1 seed at home. They were better than Seattle this season, but now, and this is what you risk, 37-year-old quarterback or not, Stafford throwing fingers is a problem. Like, he wasn't the same in the second half. They have in Puka Nacua the same thing they had with Cooper Kupp. You cannot stop it all season. We'll throw to it 20 times. It'll never be something that you can stop. It's too accurate. There's nothing that you can do. But against Carolina, the worst team in the history of the playoffs by point differential, they come out exactly the way that I thought it would go the entire game, and Carolina stays in it, and the Rams do dumb stuff. And at the end of the game, they need Stafford to be great, and he is, because he's better equipped to be great at the end of these games that are all going to be close than any of them. Like, it's weird to me, Zaslow, to watch these games and these quarterbacks when they're all trying to stay being kept within 150 yards and everybody's going for it on 4th down. To have all of the games in that league be that close at the end, where the team trailing at the 2-minute warning in the first 3 games won all 3 of the games, came back to save its season after the 2-minute warning. It's because of the precision of people not like Trevor Lawrence, who had 59 seconds to win that game, and they know how to get down the field to get the 40 yards you need so that you can get into field goal range, because there's not a human being that can actually guard Parkinson. Like, that's not Devontae Adams. That's not even Puka Nacua. Like, if I take a 6'6" tight end and I just throw it to him over in that place, there's not a cornerback that's going to be able to keep up with something like that.
You're noticing now, right, to where all of these teams, first of all, everyone goes for 4th down. It's so strange to see. But you're noticing now where all of these teams, it's the 4th quarter, several minutes left, whatever it is, they're all afraid to settle for field goals to give them the lead. They're all afraid. They all know we have to score touchdowns.
Is it not fair criticism to do what I just did with the Chargers and the Patriots to say to you, early in that game, he's inside the 5-yard line on 4th down. He goes for it. He decides to throw a pass. He does not trust his offensive line. Harbaugh fails. It's a game that's clearly going to be won by the defense or not at all. Clearly, because of the problems that, again, the Chargers were not fielding a professional offensive line yesterday. It was the worst in the playoffs by miles. I believe that Harbaugh should be indicted for manslaughter, an attempt at manslaughter for trying to kill Justin Herbert by making him play behind that offensive line without Alt for the last 8 games. It's an incompetence. You cannot do that to Justin Herbert. But in that game inside the 5-yard line, Herbert couldn't get in, even though he's going to be their leading rusher for like 5 of the last 6 weeks. Again, asinine that you're asking Justin Herbert to change his game because you can't run the ball. You don't have an offensive line. You don't have any Harbaugh answers for just run a sweep, Justin, run away, run. That's what the Charger offense was at the end of another season that collapses at the finish line. Justin, run! But 4th and short, you fail, and then the next time you get inside the 5, 4th and short, you kick it, and way to go, Harbaugh. Like, you got a chance at touchdowns. You got to go for touchdowns. But if you're not going to go for touchdowns, don't tell me you're going for touchdowns at the beginning, and then the second time you get close, I'll take the tie 3-3, and then at the end of the game, Vrabel's laughing with blood in his mouth because he's doing it differently than you are. It's crazy how fast this stuff happens in that sport, isn't it? How fast LeFleur gets old. It's crazy to me what you saw over the last week of NFL football that, again, begins with John Harbaugh, now available to everybody, right? I'm reading the reports. Harbaugh will decide whether he wants to come to teams or whether he's going to have them to Baltimore because he's got –
I keep seeing the Dolphins are in play. I don't believe it.
They're interviewing him.
Yeah.
Why don't you believe it?
I mean, maybe Stephen Ross was listening to me. Maybe he's going to do my thing. Give him $50 million.
What? But why don't you believe it? What are you
because
not believing?
Because how is this a good job for a big time coach? For not someone going for 1 out of 32. How is this a good job?
All the power and money?
Well, where's the power? They just hired a GM.
Okay, but you tell the GM that there's going to be rules, and the GM is going to act as you can allow.
Meaning Stephen Ross tells the GM. You're saying?
Well, but wait a minute. No, what I'm saying is that if you really want somebody, and you have no other options that don't improve your credibility from one day to the other, because it would be Jim Harbaugh or bust here if all you're going to do is famous guy who stabilizes your franchise so that people can yawn and say, okay, stable. You won the offseason.
I'll bet they're going to look at McCarthy too.
Okay. But, I mean, that's a waste of time.
I agree.
Okay, but Harbaugh, wait a minute. What's the difference between McCarthy and
McCarthy's a meatball. He is not a good coach. I mean, he'll stabilize your franchise for sure. And I think that's why the Dolphins will look at him. But you're not winning anything on McCarthy.
All right, put it on the poll at Le Batard. Is McCarthy a meatball? I don't
100%.
understand what you're doing there. I don't.
Really?
Oh, Tony's at the bowling alley now. I wanted to make a point about the Harbaughs here, the first family of football, as John takes on like a royal quality because everybody wants whatever the stability is of that guy will come here.
Plenty of time for that.
Plenty of time for what?
To get to the Harbaugh stuff. Tony, timely.
Okay. Well, you go ahead and take the show from here then.
Well, you said to govern it.
Well,
in Chris's defense.
I said to govern it, though, when I thought it was 3 hits ago, and we were trying. I said to govern it as it related to Zaslow and 10 minutes before we got out of the local hour, and I'm looking up, and there are 3 minutes left, and no one's governed it.
It's true.
Being told they're going to let him actually bowl. So
all right, so Tony, do me this favor. So Tony, this is what I would like for you now to do for us because some of the benefits of entertainment television have eluded you this morning. I would like for you to bowl right now while doing your top 5. I want your top 5 while bowling. I want you to do both things at the same time, and we're going to do Tony's top 5. Did I just hear Rose laugh?
Okay. Yeah, yes, because she understands how many hands I need and how many hands I have. And I need 3 hands, but I only have 2. So, but we can do it, Dan. That's fine.
Okay, so
let me know when you're ready.
Well, if you said you can bowl, I'd like to see how you do now while doing your top 5. So let's do this.
I will remind you, when was the last time you bowled? Because remember, I got to throw the ball, then the pins have to fall, then the ball has to be returned to me to then hit a spare to then be able to do the same thing again. So it's going to take a little bit of time.
That's fine.
Right?
I've got 5 minutes, so give me a take.
Okay.
Roll the ball 5. Do it 5 times.
Okay, perfect. You ready for number 5? No
yes.
ball allowed, just straight number 5.
Is anyone there at Bird Bowl?
Is number 5.
Is anyone there at Bird Bowl?
There's a nice family. There's a nice family with a young kid who's bowling right now. Again,
we don't have to show the kid.
Massive bowling alley. Plus, they're expanding. Thanks to Dion, the GM here. They're actually going to get another like 20 lanes this way.
Why? There's all
with
those
an
open
arcade
lanes.
and a mini golf. It's incredible. So,
Oh,
yeah, 60
see,
some odd
I
lanes
love
here,
that
but
Bird
we're
Bowl
gonna
is only expanding here as Columbus doesn't let us get in there, and now look at us. We're in the middle of another Cuban Miami icon. What are you shaking your head about, Mike?
I think the bowling alley would be a lot more popping on a Monday at 10 a.m.
And the bowling center.
All right, Tony, go ahead.
Yeah. All right, number 5. It's a look in the mirror game for Philly. Look in the mirror because something is deathly wrong with your organization. That offense should not be scoring the way that they are. That defense is obviously very good, missing some key pieces throughout the season, but it's a look in the mirror game. Looking at you, Sirianni. You got to figure it out. All right, here we go.
Okay, you put it down, and I'll come after you here with Zaslow.
I don't like putting my fingers in the hole, so I'm gonna do it kind of caveman style with just gripping the ball like
You
this.
got to put the fingers in the hole.
You got? What do you mean? No, you got to put your fingers in the hole. No,
He's not doing it.
I don't like doing that.
Okay.
You're going to
I'm
bowl.
also gonna put a
Wait
cut
minute.
on it.
That's not even
I'm gonna put
bowling.
a cut on it. Watch
If you don't put your wait a minute,
It's not
you're
called a cut, but do your
No,
thing.
there are some people that do this.
No, it's a spin.
It's
but-
a spin, but he's just.
Tell my man what's up.
That's pretty good. All right.
Wow, that's a very difficult shot to
terrible
hit.
lead.
Look at
Now
the
I've got a
spare.
middle
Nah, this guy's an
Terrible
athlete.
and a 2-corner pin.
You went
They're the same way.
You went
Those
Brooklyn
on the
side.
line.
You went Brooklyn side, huh?
Good at all.
Jesus, that you have no chance of picking that up. Do you realize the viral moment that will become if you're able
Let's
to
go.
pick
This
up?
guy knows. We got some canes over here.
Oh, he was listening.
Oh, there it
and
is.
he's got the
Yeah.
Hey, came
Let's-
running
let's
over
go.
with the
Everybody go to
pantuflas.
Bird Bowl.
Get
Let's
your
go.
friends. Get your friends, pantuflas.
Everybody go to Bird Bowl right now like that guy
Everybody.
did.
Let's go.
Tell your
Let's go.
friends.
That's how
Get
you do it
everybody.
around
Let's make it a UM party over there.
I love how that guy showed up and was
Yes.
and then he saw he's the only one, so he's like, "All right, I'm leaving."
It's whoosh whoosh, Tony.
That's I don't like that.
It's whoosh
I'm
whoosh.
a hoo kind of
It's
guy.
whoosh whoosh.
I'm a hoo kind of guy.
Whoosh,
I don't care what you say. All right, here, Rose, hold this. Rose, hold this. Do your job, Rose. Here you go.
Do your job, Rose.
We're a wind event. It's a whoosh whoosh.
What's the strategy? Are you going to try to get the middle pin? Like, what are you going to do here?
I'm gonna try to throw it. How about that? Sucker?
Well, but wait a minute. Don't we need number 4 first?
Yep, I was about to say it, Dan. Number 4, George Kittle. We'll see you in Valhalla, brother.
Maybe he throws the ball every 2. Now we're gonna keep doing this. Okay.
Oh,
you loser!
Man, he almost had that one.
Loser!
He had the right
He had
idea.
it in the right spot.
Right idea.
What do you expect? I threw a dime. I threw a dot right between the corner and the safety. How do you like that?
So we still have 3 pins that are up. Are you going
All
to
right.
keep trying to knock
No,
those
they're gone.
down?
Here we go.
Okay, that's it. You're going to just bang through the
No,
rest
no,
of
Dan,
it.
how it
we
works,
got a
every
free-
2 shots it resets.
A
I don't know if
new
you ever
frame.
tried before.
Yeah.
I was hoping
Again,
they
Dan
would
hasn't bowled
rejig.
in
I was
25
hoping,
years.
2 shots that just stay.
I was hoping they would rejigger it just for our bit.
Been a while since you
They
bowled?
can, like, you
You
can
know what?
radio the
No.
back. Like, they can set pins up.
All right, so set it up the way it was, and I want you to take 4 shots at that same pin combination. I want to see if I can have
can't
the
do that.
viral.
I can't do that. We have a full rack of pins, and we're on number 3. Caleb Williams, sir, you have my attention.
Yeah, let's get a strike here.
Caleb Williams, sir, you have my attention.
Oh!
I mean, it was Brooklyn, but we'll count it. It was Brooklyn.
All right, Chris, what I want you to set up is your dad was telling me the other day that he bowls about a 150. Set him up against Tony, and let's see if Tony bowling this way can knock out your dad. Number 2, Tony. I think you can. I think you can do it just this way.
Number 2, playoff touchdowns. Justin Herbert, 2. Jawan Jennings, 2. It seems like the question between Tua and Herbert was neither.
Oh, no. You can't do that to Herbert.
Let's get another strike. It's a big week for
Of course I
Cubans.
can. Of course, they're terrible.
All right, Tony, this is big.
I think I do want him bowling against your dad.
Ooh, almost a
All right,
gutter.
we got an easy spare, though.
I would take my dad.
He set the table nicely for the spare.
Exactly right. I need to hit in the middle and have it spin out and kick out the other one.
No, that was
Try
not,
Staten Island.
That was not setting the table. Put it on the poll at Le Batard Show. Is leaving 7 pins up setting it up nicely for the
7 pins.
spare.
There's
3, guys.
I got fooled.
There's 4 pins there.
Hey, you hit it. You throw your nice strike ball here, that Brooklyn side, you can get this strike.
Yep.
I mean, this spare.
What does that mean?
Listen.
What
to
about
Cody.
Hell's Kitchen?
I'm sorry. I was distracted by my eyesight and the fuzzy camera work at the end there. I thought 7 pins were remaining. Number 2.
That was number 2, Dan. Number 1, picking up a QB and carrying him 10 yards into the end zone should be a crime punishable by the electric chair.
Oh, wow. Okay,
I'm ratcheting
that's
it up.
a little too strong.
Not even suspending the push. No.
strong.
Electric chair. You're the guard that picks up Josh Allen and goes 10 yards and knocks out the Jags. Electric
Look at
chair.
that guy in the background
Josh
just
Allen?
standing ominously.
Electric chair, maybe. Pats fan right here. Big Pats fan. He's got a Pats hat on.
Guys.
This guy says, we love Drake May, baby. Let's go. Drake May. Let's go.
That's not football. What Buffalo did at the end of that football game to win the football game is un-American, and while not punishable by the
Agreed.
electric chair, it's not football.
Again, I think if you put that on the poll, you could probably get a better
electric
result
chair
of
is
people
too
saying
strong.
electric chair.
Nah, we're changing things.
It's too strong, Tony. Electric chair is too strong.
Here we go. Brooklyn side spare.
There we go.
Do you think he'd beat your dad, Chris?
No.
You distracted
Tony
him.
seems pretty awful, if I'm being honest.
You've got this, Sean.
That was a personal foul, by the way. That was a personal foul. Sean McGill almost broke my arm on the way back.
All right, a bunch
And
of
caused me to miss
excuses.
that shot,
All right,
by the
go.
way.
All right, go to the sex
Wait,
shop.
Broke my arm.
Sex shop.
Go to the sex shop. All right.
Former
Okay,
laser
can I throw
tag
one
center.
more? I'm
No,
gonna throw a
Ron,
lefty.
I know
Here we
Sean
go.
McGill's in on that.
Thinking
I
of
love that
fingers in holes.
Jimmy always dropped some special surprise that got us motivated.
I got all my players that I could crowd in my office, all the seniors and all the top players.
He said, you know, man, we're now the reigning national champion from the 87 season, and I think we've earned a certain level of respect. I don't feel we're getting respected by one particular team.
I want to show you something.
I said, I mean, what is he about to show us?
He just stuck the tape in and walked out.
We are the citizens of Florida State. We know what is good, some say we're great. Our goal is simple, best in the land. Rockin' to the beat of the Munchies band.
But I just remember Deion Sanders' Jerry curl juice shaking all over the place.
Some call me cocky, and I know that. But this I got to do, the Seminole rap.
I was like, I hope they knock the curl juice out of his head.
They made an awful music video, an awful one. There was Deion, primetime, and their quarterbacks and their running backs.
My name is Doc, but they call me the Blade. As deadly to receivers as the ace of spades.
All kind of talking smack about how they were going to be the champions.
It was on from then on.
It's easy to talk noise behind the camera and never knew that tape would get back to us.
It was their way of trying to convince themselves that they could beat us.
I think Deion, he was bringing that swagger, trying to bring it up to Tallahassee.
Florida State was a University of Miami wannabe.
That's what pissed us off. Florida State was just being us. We were probably a little upset that they beat us to it. I think Florida State had no idea what they were in store for once that tape went in there. They came into the preseason #1. I mean, they came #1 after we had won a national title.
It was an insult. It was a kick in the stomach. We felt like every team that we played, especially the ones that came to the Orange Bowl, they better come in there with some respect.
Ferguson. Complete. Fumble. Miami's ball.
It was a slaughter.
We sent them back to Tallahassee.
Gary cuts inside, and Deion Sanders takes him on, and Gary beats him. Gary whips prime time for a Miami touchdown.
We go out there and win like 31-0 or whatever it was.
Florida State was kind of like our little brothers.
You know, every once in a while you got to beat your little brother.
They recruited like we did. They recruited Florida.
A lot of those guys we grew up with in the same neighborhoods, went to the same high schools.
Because I tell you what, those were some tough games anytime you played FSU.
I don't know how many have been lost or won by a field goal made or missed.
And that's how they got their name. And right today, they're always known for the wide right crew.
Wide right.
Then the year came, they got some special kicker was supposed to make it, and he went wide left.
He missed it. Wide left.
We had them so jacked up in the brain that they didn't know what to do.
I respected those guys because they kept us on the schedule, unlike the Gators.
We're going to be doing a lot of different stuff in the streets of Miami as the party comes to Miami in college football in a way that is really rare, I should say. This has been a championship city in football only because of this team. I know the Dolphins won a long time ago, but it was half a century ago when the Dolphins did the football winning. The quarterback coming in with Indiana is not just the Heisman Trophy winner, a source of great local pride, an overachiever of the highest order, and also statistically great in a way that the NFL and college hasn't seen over a full season. The way he's been 85%. I'm going to give the stats again because they're crazy in the playoffs. 85% or better completion rate and 3 touchdowns. He's had 6 of those games this season. No other quarterback, college or pro, in the last 25 years has done that even 4 times in a season. What he did was at Maryland was truly impressive, okay? So I don't mean to degrade this kid when I simply say when that team went, never mind Ohio State in the game they played against Ohio State, a team that Miami physically dragged. When they played at Iowa and Penn State and played athletes comparable to Miami's, maybe, I don't think Iowa's are, Penn State's might be. Those were very close games that Indiana could have easily lost this season. The 2 games that Miami lost instead, Louisville and SMU as losses, the Penn State, the 2 games that they had this season that were the most impressive games outside of the ones that you know of Ohio State, obviously. It's Illinois. It's what they did when we thought Illinois was better than they were, and they were ranked. And I'm asking you. I'm going to say Maryland because I like Maryland, but I don't know that the country at large like. I liked Maryland all season, and Maryland, I think, ended up losing 6 games. So my analysis was bad there, just like it was bad on what Texas Tech's offense was, because I thought Texas Tech's offense would be able to do something against Oregon, and so now everybody's looking at the last 2 games, and I understand this. The betting line moved. I will tell you again, Miami should not be a touchdown underdog to any team in the country physically. It's asinine. It's asinine to make them a touchdown underdog because you've been made crazy by what the last 2 games look like because they took out a bad Alabama team. I don't care what anybody says about you beat Georgia every once in a while. That's as bad an Alabama team as you've had in the last 6 or 7 years. It gets to the playoff, but that's not Alabama. That's just running around in the uniform of a ghost. That's the same thing Georgia was doing this year. That conference was not any good. Like Lane Kiffin ran that conference with a team that could put up offense because they got a quarterback who's going to go into a 6th year and is going to fight the NCAA and everyone else to the grave to try and get a 6th year at Mississippi because he'll be the biggest star in college football next year, and that's better than being the 7th of the pros.
And let's be honest. I mean, we've been questioning if Oregon's that good the entire season. And I understand what they did in the Orange Bowl against Texas Tech. But still, we could look at the final score, 56-22. Oh, my God, Indiana mauled them. Oregon gave that game away. Pick 6 on the very first play. Then you got the stupid fumble inside the red zone at 21-7. That game was over immediately. The final score is very, very deceiving.
I believe that Oregon was getting some reputation points. And again, they did something to Texas Tech. So I'm wrong on this one, okay? When they did that to Texas Tech's offense, because I thought Texas Tech was good enough to beat anybody, I'm like, okay, Oregon must have some defense. So that when I see Indiana do all of that to Oregon, and Fernando Mendoza being as efficient as he is more than any other quarterback, college or pro, I then end up believing in some of the history of Oregon, and I believe it's about time to sort of revisit with the Dan Lanning stuff. Oregon never wins that game, and there's not a reason that Oregon, funded by Nike, would ever be worse than Indiana at NIL. You lost twice to them this season. Like Indiana's other impressive win is against Oregon, but is Oregon that good?
I don't know. I've been asking all year long, is Oregon that good? I don't know how fair the Dan Lanning stuff is, though. Like, I know they always get smoked in that game, but literally the week before it, they killed Texas Tech. Like you can't just ignore that, right?
I'd like to ignore it, actually, because of how bad it made me look on what I thought was a team that could physically be with Miami. But there is not a team I have seen that can physically be with Miami. It would look a little bit like Texas. It would look a little bit like Penn State. But when Indiana played Ohio State, you saw what that game was. And a hugely impressive victory, incidentally. Like, to beat the defending champions that way, but they didn't manhandle them the way that Miami did. The thing about the Ole Miss game to me that was the most interesting is I'm watching Miami play a bad football game, sloppy, undisciplined. Trinidad Chambliss should have had 4 interceptions. It shouldn't have been they were celebrating Trinidad Chambliss as a new superstar. He should have had 4 interceptions.
Telling you all week about Trinidad Chambliss, right? Who? This guy.
But Miami won the game anyway. Because they can beat you a number of different ways, and sometimes it'll be the quarterback's legs because they've spent a lot of money on the quarterback, and this is the one they needed him to win. He's been playing caretaker at the end. In the end of these close games, he needed to be the one that won that. They lost it. I'm telling you, that Louisville game was a fluke. Think about the 4 interceptions that Miami dropped in its last game. Louisville made 3 spectacular plays on long ball interceptions against Carson Beck and wrecked his head with a 4-turnover game. Like it was 3 great interceptions, professional plays. You know how many plays I watched this weekend? I'm watching defensive backs drop the ball. Louisville had 3 great interceptions in that game. Trinidad Chambliss should have had, it's 4 interceptions on 12 hands. Off 12 hands. It's not one-hand interceptions. There were 12 hands on 4 interceptions.
It was 2 hands on a ball in your stomach.
It might have been 14 hands.
All of them.
There might have been somebody else who bobbled it. Louis Riddick said he's never seen a game like that. And Miami won it anyway. And it's because they're better physically than most of the teams that they're playing against. And it's something that only sort of Lane Kiffin and Nick Saban can tell you about as guys who were at Alabama when that was happening. It's super rare for every team in the sport, even the undefeated one, to concede 50 pounds on the line. Indiana's conceding 50 pounds along the defensive line.
But they're incredibly well prepared. They don't make mistakes. They know where stuff is going. They make incredible breaks on balls. There's an insane stat. They've intercepted the first or second pass of a game 4 times this season. And they admittedly say they don't do the practice on
That's
the practice
wild.
field as much. Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
No, Mike says they're cheating.
No, Mike doesn't say that
They're cheating?
No, who's to say that?
If they're cheating, I want to know.
No, I'm just saying the statistical probability that a team inside the Big Ten is doing some sort of espionage is not slimmer than what we've seen, which is a team picking off the first or second pass in a game 4 times this season.
If there's cheating, I need to know going into the game. I can't go in blind.
People think that doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I'll tell everybody.
Throw away all journalistic credibility and get reckless. Here is something we like to call reckless speculation.
You're good.
It's not me. There's other people on the internet that this has been.
What are they saying?
This has been the thing that's been rumored about Indiana. Like they're so well prepared because they might have an idea of what's going on. That's the hearsay, and I'm here to tell you it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whatsoever. Dan, what do you think Miami's going to do? What do you think Miami's going to do against Indiana?
Hit that A gap, Dan.
They're going to dominate the ball offensively by caretaking the football and running the ball.
Right. Indiana knows that's coming. And all the teams that have played Miami have known that's coming. So it's everyone will look at this. They're already touting what a coaching advantage Indiana has in this. The whispers and stuff, that's something for Indiana to deal with. That's all right. The defensive coordinator already hopped in my mentions. We're okay.
The whispers?
It's good to know that
The
we're already in
defensive
there.
coordinator hopped in your defensive coordinator for IU?
Yeah.
Hopped in your mentions?
Yeah.
What do you say?
Check for yourself.
The whispers, is that part of the Mike Ryan exclusive information that you give on Twitter for a price every month?
There is a mental warfare aspect of this that I've been at war for 3 months. And if those whispers are already reaching that building to the point that the defensive coordinator is hopping in the menchies,
okay,
I'd say that's a big fat mission accomplished.
Wait a minute. All right. So you skew the lines between journalism, and I want to get into this because we've got another test case here in front of us. Zaslow, I need a ruling from you on whether something else that's gone viral is or isn't journalism, because we've got a story that a lot of people are talking about. But Mike Ryan is in this weird lane between insider and guy who knows the business and investor in the Hurricanes and information broker, but not tethered to journalism's rules in any way. He's sitting here saying, and I don't know what this is, happens to know or what it is, whispers, whatever. It sounds like he's saying Indiana's cheating and that the defensive coordinator's in his menchies, in his DMs, excuse me. That's different. The mentions are different.
Menchies are out there for public consumption. Jeremy has a tweet.
Little quote tweet. So Mike tweeted, "I'll spare Indiana from the narrative. It's not my place to say if they do or don't, ... But in case they do, I'll spare them the time and effort and reveal our greatest secret. We're running a gap." And Indiana's defensive coordinator quote tweeted Mike and said, "Thank you, sir. We'll meet you there."
Do you see my response to it?
He says, "Best of luck, coach. May you continue to catapult your team to new heights."
Did you get it? Do you get it? If you don't get the catapult reference, that's on you.
So Mike Ryan would have you believe during this victory lap of his that he's playing a different game than everyone else. This is going to be really annoying to people who already hate Miami for a number of reasons that are not Mike Ryan. Mike Ryan gets to be not only a guy who goes into the championship game being right all season, but he's also telling the defensive coordinator, Indiana, and our Heisman, okay, it's coming up the middle. And it's 50 pounds heavier than you. Now what?
I mean, doesn't the defense coordinator have to be a little bit above this?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. If you're just trying to rile folks up, and inside of 24 hours, the defensive coordinators look, Corey Heatherman's not tweeting Mike Epps. That's what I'm telling you.
Zaslow, where are we, please, on this journalism story? Oh, Tony's back, though. Wait a minute. What should we do here, Zaslow? Make an executive call here. Should we go to the journalism story of the moment that has gone viral that everyone's talking about, or should we go to Tony outside of Playthings?
Journalism.
I'm sorry, Tony. Stay right there. Go ahead and put Tony in picture. Tony, if you want to also just wander around so that we can see your interactions without any sound, that's fine. Zaslow has made his ruling, and he wants to talk journalism instead of Playthings. What is the story, Zaslow? I'm sorry, Tony. I want to.
I'm being told he has like a guest he was going to bring in.
Okay, now
who cares about what Zaslow has to say about journalism? Who cares?
Who's the guest? The clerk at Playthings?
No, so here's the thing, right? I'm a big proponent of personal freedom, and I think what we're doing out here is wrong. Okay, they didn't let us film inside for obvious reasons. People that may be patrons of this establishment want some sort of anonymity, right? They don't want a big camera in the face saying, "Hey, what do you think about the Canes this week?" Right? So there's been multiple people that have been walking out of cars that have looked at me a little funny, and I don't like that. So
I'm with that.
We're not going to go inside there. Plus, we can't, right? But we will be showing people coming in and out. But we did have somebody
like
come
that.
in and say,
I
"Hey, you guys
guarantee
are
you
playthings. I'm heading over there right now."
I guarantee you there are multiple people sitting in their car right now afraid to walk in because the door.
I mean, would you?
Yeah. I got no shame in my game.
Yeah. No. I don't like that. I don't like what we're doing here.
Chris,
I'd do a cartwheel in there.
Chris, how I would love the visual of just you striding confidently into a sex shop over Tony's shoulder. All right, so we're not going to get inside, and you're not going to be able to ask any Hurricanes fans about anything because there are too many people near the sex shop that don't want to be seen.
A and B, I actually have. Yeah, you can go. There's an old lady here trying to get through. Thank you. She was a patron. I don't know if you saw her walking through the back there.
You're making
we actually have a Hurricanes fan right here. We have a University of Miami student. Come over here, buddy. What's your name?
Oscar.
Oscar, what's up, buddy? He was watching the show, was listening to the show, getting ready. He said, "Oh, they're at Playthings." He's like, "I live right down the street. I know exactly where that is." So he says he's been to enough games where he's going to get a free ticket as a student to the Natty. How do you feel about that, buddy?
Oh, I'm ecstatic. I just wanted us at the beginning of the season to get into the playoffs, maybe win a game. This is like the craziest thing ever.
What do you think about Mike Ryan? That's enough. Okay, thank you.
What just happened? I don't understand what just happened between him and Mike Ryan. Where are you? Do you not like how Mike Ryan represents?
He just cleared his throat.
You?
Embarrassing.
Get his
Do
name.
you not like
We're
how
taking
Mike
those
Ryan
tickets
represents
away.
the Canes?
I'm going to be honest. I don't know who Mike Ryan is.
Yeah,
there
that's
we go.
Embarrassing.
Okay, that's
Is
fair.
this guy Brandon
That's
Marshall?
That's fair. That's
It's a golden cane.
He says, "Who are you, Brandon Marshall?" He's a Golden Cane.
Really? I used to work for the Hurricane Club. I would help out at the Golden Canes. I worked for them for the 24 season.
This guy's electric.
So Cam Ward last year. And I would work game days, and I helped in the Golden Canes and in the Champion Canes.
What do you think about Joe Zagacki?
Again, no clue who that is.
Wow.
I've had enough.
Well, he
no,
goes to the games. He's not listening. This guy,
Kindly leave.
I'm
It's
done.
not his fault.
I'm done.
Again,
Not his
Okay,
fault.
all right.
You're
No
an
biggie.
imposter. Run him off of the street. Get him away from the pleasure center.
Ask him about
All right,
Josh
you gotta
Darrow.
go, buddy. I'm sorry. Thank you so much.
Get him out
Appreciate
of
it.
here.
Go Canes.
Oh, but you guys are offended.
He does
Look,
the hand gesture.
Yeah,
No,
thought he was going to
you
throw
know.
up the Utah Utes one. Fraud.
okay, let me.
You know, hey, look. He's going to Google all of them right now.
Right.
Start with Joe Zagacki.
Never seen
Canes
that guy
legend,
before in
Canes
my
voice,
life.
at Canes voice on Twitter.
If that guy worked in the Hurricane Club,
You know,
never
hey,
saw
look.
him.
Again, we're trying to teach the younger generation about the things that were handed down to us. That being the radio voice of the Miami Hurricanes for multiple sports, by the way, not just football. He does baseball. He does basketball. They're a
Tony,
jazz
what's
band
the,
on
what's the
speakers.
sale? What's
Like,
the sale Playthings has got going on? What's the sale they got going on back
Yeah,
there?
they got a nice BOGO. I don't know
those?
exactly what the BOGOs are, though. Let me see. Hold on. Let me walk
Yeah,
over.
let's see what the
they also have-
discount is here.
They also have popsicles. They have popsicles in there. I don't know what.
So
I
the
don't know
guy
what
was
that's about.
a fan of our
it says
show. Doesn't know
He
Mike
just
Ryan.
wanted to be
Yeah.
on television. Tony,
Pretty
go in there and grab a
confusing.
popsicle. Go in there and grab a popsicle.
You want me to go in there and grab a popsicle? Okay.
And a
All right,
fleshlight.
give me a
He
second. Hold on.
sounds
I
so
can't
excited
take
about
the cam in
It's
there.
unfair to use his voice.
Go in there and grab a flashlight.
Just grab a just a popsicle. Just grab a popsicle. Thank you.
Okay, let me ask if see if they got it. Okay, hold on.
Bella's got 2 L's.
See if they got it.
There's a big sale going. There's a big sale going on. What is the bit of journalism that we just got overruled by Tony on? We keep him up in the pictures.
All right, so this is actually a huge story right now. There was NFL playoffs this weekend, which were really fantastic, and the biggest story actually took place in the Jacksonville Jaguars post-game press conference. All right, so Dan, check this out. Liam Cohen, he's the head coach of the Jaguars. This is right after the loss. Their season is over. And give this a listen here. This is a credentialed reporter, and here is her question.
I just want to tell you, congratulations on your success, young man.
Thank
you.
you.
Hold your head up, all right? You guys have had a most magnificent season.
Thank
And
you.
you did a great job out there today.
Appreciate
so you
it.
just hold your head up, okay?
Thank
and
you,
ladies
ma'am.
and gentlemen, Duval, you the one, all
Thank
right?
you, ma'am.
keep it going. We got another season, okay?
I appreciate
Take
it.
care and much continued success to you and the entire team.
Thank you, man.
This is a very polarizing issue on Twitter right now. Very polarizing.
Among journalists?
Yes.
Oh, it's just a kind, nice lady
So
saying
we
nice
play our
things.
game. Is that journalism?
That's right. So.
That's our imaging?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, he gives his ruling, and then we have
Can you play it one more time?
we can do it together, guys. Is that journalism?
Journalism.
The answer is that is not journalism.
All right, a shocking
Not
controversial.
journalism.
All right.
Not journalism.
All right, truly shocking.
Not journalism.
That is not journalism.
Not journalism. You know, in the lexicon, you have unk. That was an auntie. Gotta listen to the auntie.
Just a lovely woman coming and offering perspective. And
Not journalism.
Okay, but it's nice energy, though. It doesn't. It's just she brought a little kindness. His off season's going to be rough.
And people got mad. It really fanned the flames when Adam Schefter tweeted out, he quote tweeted that video, and he tweeted out, "This is an awesome exchange between the reporter and Liam Cohen." And then everyone, all the journalists, they got mad.
Well, it's not that either.
Not journalism.
It's not journalism, but it's also not an awesome exchange. It's just a woman being nice.
Schefter thinks it's awesome.
It's not that either.
Not journalism.
You mentioned that. Stop badgering me with that.
Encouraging.
That's not encouraging. Where's Tony? Let's see what Tony's doing. Tony's continues to be outside. Did you grab a popsicle?
Not journalism.
I got it. I got it.
Did not grab a popsicle, Dan, but mira que yo resuelvo. Okay, I went inside, talked to the nice lady at the front. We're going inside. Let's go.
Commissioner! Wow.
Oh, now we're getting somewhere.
Mira que yo resuelvo.
Gracias.
Okay, patina más.
All right, so
Patina más.
Tony, more.
McGill loves
So
this
Tony,
shop.
just walk around, and if you want to interact with anybody, you can. But also just give us all your
again,
those
all
are the furries.
Give us all your football takes as you wander around in there. Just all of them.
Okay. All right. We'll start.
Is this a
in
Halloween
the,
shop?
We'll start in the NFL. It's a bit of a mix. Like they got costumes, they got certain things going on here. Obviously, you know.
Tony, just
it is
plow
what it is.
ahead, and if there's anything you want to interact with, you interact. But in the interim, just give me football analysis, please. Nothing
yeah.
else.
Yeah. Okay.
Here's
Yeah,
your
okay.
big moment,
So
Tony.
the Rams. Yeah. The Rams, I think, like we talked about, could be one of the best teams in the NFL, but they have a weird thing with the Panthers where they just kind of can't figure them out. And I don't know if it's that the Panthers have their number or if Stafford just doesn't like playing in Carolina. I don't know what it is. But now that the Panthers are out of the way, I think the Rams can go on a run. What do we think about this? Bow and arrow? It's a little cowgirl situation there. I don't know. There's a lot of costumes here. It's a lot of costumes. Ben Johnson is probably one of the biggest winners, not only of the weekend but the entire season, because when you have somebody who goes interdivision and then all of a sudden can do what he can do. Here, hold this for a second. When somebody can do what he can do, which is basically completely flip.
I don't think you're using that
Maybe
right.
More quiet. What?
Are you being reprimanded?
That holds for something
All right.
else.
You're being reprimanded
I was
for just wandering
No,
around?
I was told to not show certain things, which is fine. We're in the costume section, which is perfectly fine. No, what I was going to say was, not only do you have the plus of taking away a divisional opponent's best asset, because they told me to be more quiet. There's
have to
people
buy
actually
that.
patrons of the store that are looking for stuff.
I don't
have to
think
buy
that
this?
that mask is supposed to go over eyes.
Yeah, I
over
think
your
it's-
eyes. I think you're wearing that
Yeah.
wrong.
Look a little like the Hamburglar.
No, they have a picture of it. People over their face.
You can't
It's called a
just
ski
put
mask.
that back.
Multiple uses.
Yeah, you own that now.
That's yours.
No, I'm not buying this.
Yeah, you can't. You
okay,
can't put
so-
that back. Somebody else doesn't want to wear that. Be smelling your fumes in that.
I can put this back in a second. What are you talking about?
That's gross.
Oh, don't do that.
do you
That-
what do you think
people have
that
been
you-
wearing that
what do
thing
you
for
think there's
69
We approve
years.
it. We approve it.
What do you think? There's rules here. This
What
is a
can't you
no-holds
show?
barred place.
What
they
can't
told
you
me what
show?
I can't show.
What-
and
he just said it's a
I
no
can't
holds
show-
barred.
I can't show the obvious thing.
What?
I can't show the obvious
dildo.
thing. I've been already told by the higher ups. I didn't confirm nor deny.
We
that.
did 2 shows on that a few
But-
weeks ago.
You can sell
I
them
know,
at a
but we didn't show
CVS, but you can't show
I think
them.
it's porn. It can't be any sex toy related things he can't televise.
No, it is. It is. No, it is. It is ST related. It's absolutely ST related.
Why'd you
Rose
do
told
that?
me, hey, you can't do that. So okay, do what?
All right,
ST?
let's keep breaking down the playoffs.
Sex toy.
Keep
Okay.
giving us your football analysis. Were you done with Ben Johnson, or do you have more? What is that?
I have a clown horn here.
What is that?
It's a clown horn.
Who likes
Also,
that? Wait a
Dan,
minute.
don't
Don't
act
think
like
you have the right
don't
use
know
for that
about
either.
that.
Where does that go?
It's $7.99.
You became
for a
John
clown
Madden
horn.
all of a sudden.
That's such a great bit. John, sexual John. You did.
Okay, so the best thing about Ben Johnson is leaving the Lions in a lurch, going over to Chicago, saying that he hates Matt LaFleur for some oblivious reason we have no idea why, and then beating him, and then giving him the handshake of like, see you later.
It's so good. It's so good. The Bears coach does not respect the Packers coach and came close to getting him fired with 3 brutal questions.
Whoa.
Because
I missed that.
Because you never see that. Am I wrong or overreacting when I say that's one of the great football collapses of all time in the playoffs?
I mean, but points-wise, yeah. They were up by
Easily.
15 in the fourth quarter. Yeah.
Paint the picture,
Easily.
Tony.
All right. No. We're walking through more of how do I say it? A bit of more of like 50 Shades of Grey situation on this side.
All right, put
If
something on.
you catch my drift, which
Put something
No,
on.
it's not a-
is what
it's
you're
not
There's
a
some
put on
bunny ears
kind of
behind
thing.
you if you want to take those for a walk.
all right,
it's
one
not a
more
put on
football
kind of
take.
thing.
You have earned one more football take. Be careful. Don't show anybody
Rose
on
is in there.
camera.
That's Rose.
Oh, that's just Rose. Okay.
no, we're good. We're
Rose
good.
doing
Does
there?
Rose have
I'm-
any
I'm-
thoughts? Does Rose have any thoughts?
She can't be enjoying it in
I'm
there.
sure she has a
Dan?
few thoughts.
50% off.
Dan?
That's a
Dan?
blowout
Can I
sale.
pique your interest?
Oh my God! Get me a couple of
Can I
those.
pique-
Blow out.
Yeah. Wait a second.
Do you want the crafty witch?
Dan's into this section right here.
Oh, I got Dan's kit, the wizard kit. Dan, you show up in the wizard kit, you're gonna dominate.
I should do the live stream dressed as the sexual wizard. Bring me one of those costumes back here so that we can a week from now build up to this purchased. Get my size, Tony. Make sure to get my size. Thank you.
What size is that?
Are you gonna go over to Columbus?
No, I'm not going to Columbus today.
Because I think it'd be funny if you got picked up by a
I've-
school with some of these things in your car.
Tell them Playthings let you in. Why won't Columbus let you in?
Would that be funny to you?
All right,
It's a good point, actually. The feelers have been out there. We're looking at maybe Wednesday or Thursday being able to do something at Columbus. I've already got boots on the ground working things out. So, again, Dan, is there any other costume you would like that would make sense?
No.
They have a count. Would you want to be a count?
Well, just
A one,
I
a two,
don't
three.
want you to.
Count.
What's that, Rose?
He's right about that.
Did you just do the count from
Rose-
Sesame Street? Was that just your count from Sesame Street
Is there
impersonation?
another count?
Stealing Fuentes.
Tony, thank you for your report from over there. Thank you for your bravery and journalism. And you did much better journalism than that woman in Jacksonville. Thank you for being on with us. Hey, go Dolphins. What's that? What did you? Oh, is that a Go Dolphin thong?
No, it's a garland. They're selling garlands here now, so
Should be a
that's
thong.
nice.
Your
You
head's
can
in
wear
the
it
right-
as a
your
thong
head's in
if
the
you
right
want,
spot,
Dan.
Dan.
I can bring this back for you.
Well, actually, now you see, Tony, you laugh, but my next step on this, I'll keep escalating this so that ultimately you're just doing a report wearing nothing but that outside of some place like Bird Bowl in Miami. Like, I'll keep escalating this if you want. Like, do you realize what a payoff it
you'll
would
keep
be
escalating it? I didn't know
if
that.
at the live stream you debuted nude reporter Tony reporting live off the canes?
That's a good gimmick.
journalism.
No? All right, bad idea. Thank you, Tony. Appreciate the time. Appreciate the reports. Get into Columbus before the end of the week.
Okay, I will.
Again, I'm going to just say to all of you, I don't think I have this wrong, right? batshit crazy football week over the last week that makes the sport continue to rise and pop, where you don't think the games can get any better or more dramatic or tenser. And one story you got that just sort of spills off to the side of our show is, whoa, what a bad ending for A.J. Brown in Philadelphia. Like, what a
He's definitely done there, right?
But what a terrible way for all of that to escalate. Like, we burned through these guys pretty good, right? Like, Todd Worley, it's not that long ago that he was playing football, like, and was a key to the championship with the Rams, and then gets hurt, and Belichick wins 13-3, and it sends Jared Goff somewhere else, and then the whole league changes over the next few years. You have these small windows in which to win. They're not these guys get burned up. Lamar Jackson's not the player that he was already. That happened very fast. Justin Herbert, they're going to get him killed in Los Angeles because these rock-hard specimens who collide for a living and train their muscled bodies to make violent collisions. These people who are maniacal about winning and at almost any physical cost. They're caring deeply. Nobody questions load management here, right? They're caring deeply on every Sunday and Monday, and every weekend they exceed our expectations, where the Rams, what I'm telling you is, I believe, the best team in the league, is laboring like that against what I believe empirically, mathematically, through point differential, is the worst NFL playoff team there's ever been in the Carolina Panthers, minus 69 or whatever, 67 for the season. That game is that, and then it just kicks off a crazy weekend that has you disappointed because Patriots-Chargers wasn't that. Patriot-Chargers in the second half is just one healthier team grinding to dust an unhealthier one because nobody can be what the 49ers are. We overcome all injuries under all circumstance. No one understands how we do it. All our stars can be physically unable to perform, and as an added bonus, Trent Williams can be washed. And we're going into Philadelphia and we're beating Lane Johnson, and we're ending Sirianni's season with him on the sidelines explaining why him and A.J. Brown are yelling at each other. And that's one soap opera gone. And it was a perfect football week for drama, for storylines, for stakes, for close games, for Josh Allen overcoming Jacksonville, for it ending that way, where Josh Allen is the veteran now and Trevor Lawrence has to learn some things about what you do with 59 seconds, because Josh Allen saw what Mahomes did with 13 of them.
Can I ask you, and you saw it here if you were watching the game where Sirianni and A.J. Brown got into it, and, you know, Big Dom comes running in, and he separates the two of them. Big Dom's the security guard. Remember, he got thrown out of a game last year. Big Dom wears a headset during the game? What is that?
I think he got promoted.
To an offense coordinator?
No. I think he's on proper staff now.
That's your takeaway from all of this?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. That's your takeaway from the A.J. Brown experience in Philadelphia, where we've watched somebody be a very good to great receiver for two different teams. The last time, yesterday. Well, he was awful yesterday.
Those boos were loud because, you know, it all works when you're winning championships, but it's been an exhausting season dealing with A.J. Brown's constant.
I mean, he dropped like a 25-yard pass right over the middle in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I mean, this stuff is unsettling to a team, and it was unsettling last year, and they found a way to navigate through it, but the charm wears off when you start dropping those 20-yard passes that impact your season.
I actually heard the announcer, and I don't remember because I was listening to it in my car. I heard the announcer go immediately on one of the drops to, "You're paid too much money to drop that football." Like, go straight to that, because whatever A.J. Brown, man, it must be unpleasant to be A.J. Brown at the center of that particular fan base when it feels entitled to excellence and likes the way Jason Kelce represents the brand better than A.J. Brown. Those two drops as punctuation on his career are the worst possible punctuation. He would have been better off being physically hurt in the game than leaving Philadelphia that way, where at the end they can say, Oh, good riddance, man. You've been this all season when that guy, Zaslow, when he was in Tennessee, was the last player in Tennessee who mattered. A legitimate receiver superstar somehow in Tennessee goes over to Philadelphia, gets some of the popularity of Saquon Barkley in the short time that he was there at the beginning, because who doesn't love somebody who can physically be bigger and better at wide receiver than everyone else, and then burned it all down throughout the entirety of this season.
I totally understand going at A.J. Brown. Jalen Hurts' performance maybe looks a little bit better. Maybe they win that game if A.J. Brown makes a couple of plays. The thing that fascinates me about the Eagles season is how Jalen Hurts can go multiple second halves without completing a pass. How he's become basically a running quarterback in college that you're hoping can throw an accurate pass. Like he's trying to play like Tim Tebow
Mike, but
out there.
You guys saw the stats. Look, if I make you this scared of the turnover, okay, I mean, think about what we're talking about in Philadelphia. Their coach is a meathead, and they've won for several years now and dragged a pretty good Chiefs team because they're more physical than everyone in the sport. When they're healthy, the tush-push is an unstoppable play. Pretty giant advantage in a sport where the margins are this small, and you see how many 4th and shorts are missed or how many 4th and 2s people have to throw for because the Chargers can't get 2 yards, but these people can just every time make a drive, something that is 4 downs. We can get 10 yards because we'll get it to 3rd and 4th and 1, and then we'll just punch you in the face. That style of football over 2 seasons when Lane Johnson has played has been like some ridiculous 40-2 or whatever. And what it's done is it's made that team so afraid of the turnover, because the turnover, the feeling is the only thing that can beat us. Our defense is good enough that we will continue to punch you in the face. And they had more 3-and-outs than any team in the sport this year, because while even Carolina's going for it on every 4th down and Carolina's playing reckless football, the Philadelphia Eagles are playing scared, champion, protect the football because they want to believe in their defense and what's left of their ability to beat you on 3rd and 4th and 1 with these plays, these stupidities that change the balance of the game, aren't football, are going to get the rules changed on them, but they, if not dominating an era, they won a whole lot because they had a play that was more physical than anyone else in football.
I've got a top 5 sexual things Dan has said since we left Tony at Playthings.
Can we do that while we go to Tony checking out?
No, he's checked out and Tony's gone.
Oh, I missed my window there. Okay,
Number 5.
That's too bad.
Rams. Number 4. Minus 69 point differential.
I picked up on that.
Number 3. Grinding. Number 2. These rock hard men. Number 1, load management.
All in like a 3-minute span, like
not
right
even.
after we let him go.
90 seconds.
You said overcome as well.
You're cooking.
We can stop with the tush-push stuff too, right?
I didn't tush-push.
Because I think they said the stat. Like, it had been 6 of the last 10 that they had successfully converted on a tush-push, which means they're being stopped. When Lane Johnson isn't in there, their entire team is impacted, and it's not the unstoppable play that you guys made it out to be anymore.
Trent Williams being washed is not something that I had, and I will ask you again, please, all you people analyzing football all over America, and many of you are doing it so very well. Chris Long, Dominique Foxworth, Mina Kimes, please explain to me how it is, because the entire sport has changed, where you have all of these people going for it on 4th down, and you're getting the ball at the 35-yard line, and the game has a Cam Little in it who yesterday misses for the first time in 20 times, but you have the margins being this small, and you have the ability with all of the precisions that you have there for the games to be so close as to be crazy, right? That the Rams and Carolina are playing that football game twice, Zaslow, twice where any bounce changes the result of that game. The Philadelphia Eagles have been better than everyone physically in that sport for 2 seasons. This year, they went 3-and-out more than any team in the sport, and Mike is sitting here telling you, really, we're going to keep putting Jalen Hurts in more of a box. A.J. Brown's going to get frustrated by that, and then A.J. Brown is going to have that game to punctuate his career. How is it that the Philadelphia Eagles collapse on their face here, and we still expected them to get to the Super Bowl based on toughness without understanding that if you're trying to be physical for something that is 2 seasons more physical than everyone else in a sport like that, the wheels have to come off of that. Like, you can't keep being more physical than everyone in that sport, play more games than everyone in that sport, do more tush pushes than anyone in that sport. Like, you're going to run through the bodies if A.J. Brown eventually is going to somebody explain to me how it isn't just understood. Well, of course their offense is less than it was, because how many times do you want to run Saquon Barkley? Like, how many times do you want to keep doing this before the wheels fall off the thing? When I just saw what happened to Harbaugh, it's not a collapse of genius there. His offensive line didn't and shouldn't have been in the playoffs. That's not a playoff offensive line. There shouldn't. But if you're going to be fit, if the game is to be more physical, 4 plays in 10 yards, Zaz, if that's because everyone's going to be $150. I'm going to go for it on 3rd and 4. All I need to do is get 5 yards here. If that's how we're going to play football, how do more people not understand that the Philadelphia Eagles are dead today because all of their bodies gave out? If Kevin Durant's body falls apart at the end of those 4 years, this sport is more physical than any of them.